we're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Brooks and Dunn, the best-selling duo of all time, live.
Something country.
Neon Moon Tour 2025.
Urban neon.
With David Lee Murphy.
A little dust on the bottom of that red dirt road.
April 3rd, Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Scoot boogie.
On sale now at Ticketmaster. Brooks and Dunn live.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text money to 46220 today.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studio, shots fired on the southeast side of Indianapolis about 30 minutes ago. 2 people are hurt. Attorney General Todd Rokita weighing in on a federal immigration case and more stories after Fox News. You are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis on a Monday morning. It is 9 o'clock.
Trying again to stop the war in Ukraine. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and a new round of negotiations today.
Our job is to narrow the issues, bring the parties together, and stop the killing. That's the game plan.
U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff on Fox News Sunday before the new talks now underway.
Both sides meeting at a hotel in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Ukrainian officials with U.S. representatives yesterday, Russians with Americans today. This follows phone calls between President Trump, Russian President Putin, Ukrainian President Zelensky, during which a partial ceasefire was in principle agreed to.
Fox's Greg Palcott. Israel has hit Gaza with more airstrikes that Palestinian officials say killed more than 60 people the day after putting the number of deaths in the war at over 50,000 Palestinians. Israel says one of the strikes killed a Hamas operative hiding out in a hospital. There's an appeals court hearing today into the controversial deportation flights to El Salvador more than a week ago of Venezuelans in the U.S. illegally. A judge ordered those flights turned around, but they were not. Trump Reporter's our Tom Holman tells ABC's This Week they were gang members.
TDA's been determined to be terrorist organizations. They are now classified as terrorists, so that plane removed 240 terrorists from the United States.
As the case is litigated, deportation flights to Venezuela are back on after the country's president, Nicolas Maduro, halted flights earlier this month. Venezuelan officials say a deal with the U.S. had been reached. The Department of Homeland Security says the first flight arrived on Sunday. It had 199 people, including some whom the administration says are suspected gang members.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. A former congresswoman has died. Mia Love was the first black Republican woman ever elected to Congress from Utah in 2014, served 2 terms. House Speaker Mike Johnson posted, "She'll always be remembered for her warm smile and wit and historic contributions." Mia Love was only 49. She had suffered from brain cancer. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Crime scene tape and lots of cops in southeast Indianapolis. You have a clear radar. It's 37 degrees downtown. Your high today, 54. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 9:02. 2 people have been shot this morning in a neighborhood not far from East English Avenue and South Sherman Drive. This is on Indy's southeast side. Police say the neighborhood is blocked off. It's not far from a school, and we're expecting to hear more soon. You may have heard President Trump talk about privatizing the U.S. Postal Service, claiming that it's losing billions of dollars each year. On Sunday, as part of the Fight Like Hell campaign, the National Association of Letter Carriers organized protests in 50 states and cities around the country, including right here in Indianapolis.
If we got privatized, there's no guarantee people in rural areas, people in different areas wouldn't necessarily get service or wouldn't get service at the same price.
That's National Association of Letter Carriers Carmel Branch President Josh Armacost speaking with our news gathering partners, Wish TV. USPS lost almost $9.5 billion last year. You may have heard about the federal judge who ordered a plane full of illegal immigrants to be turned around. Chris Davis reports on what Attorney General Todd Rokita says is to blame for that.
Rokita blames the deep state and told WIBC's Hammer and Nigel he believes the judge is involved in anti-American endeavors.
Now, this judge in D.C. also happens to be a judge on the FISA court. That's the secret court. I happen to think it's an illegal court. I thought so in Congress. It's the same FISA court that I believe started the Trump dossier.
Rokita says his own legal troubles have to do with the same crowd and says he's supporting President Trump and doing what he can to have illegal immigrants in Indiana deported. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Purdue Boilermakers advanced to the Sweet 16 Saturday, beating McNeese in the Sweet 16 Midwest region. Will be played here in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium. Purdue has top-seeded Houston, and the Indiana Pacers are back home tonight to continue their 5-game homestand, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. Now with your traffic, here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Ryan, north side crash, eastbound 465 after Michigan Road on the left shoulder. Backed up 286 Street for a 7-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY to 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Now here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly sunny, breezy heading into your Monday afternoon. Today's high 53, mostly cloudy skies. Could have a stray shower or two overnight, a low down to 38. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
And it's 38 degrees in the capital city on a Monday morning. Kendall and Casey start right here, right now on 93 WIBC.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Casey, there was once a song by the Thompson Twins, and it went lies, lies, lies. Yeah. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Oh, my goodness. And apparently the Thompson Twins have taken over the mailers from the Indiana General Assembly because, boy, howdy, these people just lie with, and it doesn't bother them at all.
No. They just keep on going, protecting taxpayers and empowering Hoosiers.
If you're a taxpayer right now, based on what you've seen from the General Assembly over the past 2 months, do you feel you're being protected or empowered?
No. Quite the opposite, actually.
I mean, so we have that rally at the Statehouse. There's state police said upwards of 1,000 people there.
We could go today.
And only 3 House or Senate members bothered to even come down and go, this is interesting. I'd like to know more about what's going on here.
Why are these people here? Let's talk to them.
And the leader of the pack here on this standing group of citizens known as the Indiana General Assembly is this guy, Jeff Thompson, who is the head of the Ways and Means Committee, who has been there since the earth was young. He's only there because his father was there since the earth was younger. And we have laid out that he is just the leader of this cabal of stupid that is putting forward this nonsensical legislation that is helping no one. It's helping no one other than protecting and ensuring that local governments can continue to do as they've always done, which is use your home as a personal piggy bank and plunder as much from you as they desire.
Should we talk about the mailer that came out, what it says?
Yes. So keep in mind, Jeff Thompson is the head of Ways and Means. Took a stab. The supposedly smartest man. That's what they call him, the smartest man in the Statehouse.
Mm-hmm.
He took a stab. I'm doing stab in air quotes at the property tax issue in 2022. We were told that they had a great plan, a great solution. Obviously, didn't work based on the fact that 3 years later we're right back here and it's Senate Bill 1 and the number one thing everybody's talking about. But he said, "I'm gonna get it right this time," and his presentation on property taxes was so inefficient, ineffective, and quite frankly, unable to be understood by anybody. Kev, do we have the clip of J.D. Prescott on Ways and Means saying, "What the hell are you trying to say?"
Fun trying to follow your mind as you're walking through these and explaining things. I know you've spent a lot of time in this topic, and I think I'm right there with you in the thought process and the direction you're wanting to go with this. But at the same point, we could try and simplify this for the homeowners that are watching, for those local elected officials that are watching. I understand the direction you're going, but for just an average homeowner, $300,000 home, for example, could you kind of walk through what they would expect to see on their tax bills over the next 5 years as this phases in?
The best thing is probably go to the fiscal note. And that is on page of the fiscal note I have. Is it page 5?
Oh, okay.
And that's probably the starting point. But I do want to emphasize one thing that's, and again, LSA does a wonderful job. I'm so pleased.
Get to the
part
point!
that's probably, I don't want to say misleading. That's not fair. But you see their homeowners in this 27 and 28 go up.
Oh!
And that's because property tax replacement credits, those, and we're working on some other ways to do that, that is repealed. And so that's making the assumption now that everybody lets all those go up and they don't do anything with the other avenues with local property tax. Or local income tax.
What?
Local income tax, property tax replacement credits go away in the bill. And that's what causes that distortion. Okay, but you've got a whole lot of moving parts with your 1%, 2%, and 3% properties, don't you?
Okay, so
That's the clip they just keeps on giving.
So his bill, when you cut through all his, jibber jabber, nonsensical, whatever foreign language mixture of hieroglyphics he was trying to do there, then you get the non-answer is his bill raises your property taxes.
Yes.
Jeff Thompson's bill means your property taxes will continue to go up. And yet, on this mailer, front and center, it says that when I'm his constituent, by the way, protecting taxpayers and empowering Hoosiers. Does that explanation right there sound like some guy that's interested in protecting or empowering you?
No, not at all. He's working for you, Rob. It says so right here on the mailer, which, by the way, taxpayers paid for. So we're talking about franked mail here.
Well, that's right. That's a great point. And this is what these guys do. Then we'll flip it over, go to the other side of this mailer, which is just as gross as the front side of the mailer, which is the lawmakers, have created a mechanism by which they can use your money, public money, for legalized campaigning. That's what this is. That's what Jeff Thompson is doing right here. He is taking your money, your tax money, and he is using it to print these very nice two-sided mailers, pay to mail them to you, and it is a campaign literature. It is legal. They have found a way to legally use your taxpayer money to campaign. And this is why these incumbents, people are always like, well, if you don't like the system, just change the system. If he's doing such such a bad job. Why don't you unelect him? How are you going to compete with that? This guy, over the course of his legislative life, has used hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars now, of taxpayer money to legally send out these mailers. And because they write the laws, it's all perfectly legal.
He says that the legislative session goes now through April 29th. So they're just letting you know.
Yes.
That's the entire point of this mailer.
Now,
it's just to let you know that they're in session. They're working for you.
Now, on the backside of this, he has a couple checkpoints here.
Yeah.
What he's doing. All right. So we just played you that clip, right? Where he admits the property taxes go up.
Yeah.
He admits. I mean, that's what he admitted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there is no property tax cut. The property taxes go up. I mean, that is it. That's what he said, right?
Yes.
I was trying to find something else he said. But on the back here, he says, quote, check one, uphold fiscal responsibility and streamline government. Did that sound like
Upholding fiscal responsibility?
Yeah, or streamlining. Did anything seem streamlined in that explanation? This one, boy, howdy. Strengthen our schools and improve public safety. It is not your job to strengthen the schools. You don't work for the schools. You work for the taxpayer. But this is the problem, Casey. They don't think they work for the taxpayer because they don't get punished for all the crap that these guys pull. Jeff Thompson does not. He has stopped believing he worked for the taxpayer a long, long time ago. So there you go. There was my uplifting experience via the U.S. mail this weekend.
It's beautiful. It's multicolored. It's heavy stock, and good on Jeff Thompson, I guess, for taking your money and sending that out, letting you know that he's protecting you and empowering you. Well, something else that we have to talk about is the fact that property tax for farmers has gone up, and it's gone up an average of 26.4% in the last year alone.
So real quick, property taxes for farmers are calculated differently than they are calculated for you. Yours is this assessed value scam where you get punished based on what some other guy sells his house for. The property tax for farmers is based on what crops sell for. So if the price of a crop goes up 1 year, if you see a 1 year spike, they get punished even if the next year they're not selling the crop for what they're selling it for the previous year.
So if a farmer paid $30 per acre last year, the cost is going to go up to about $30 per acre this year. And J.D. Prescott was speaking with Micah Beckwith about it, and here's what they had to say.
We want to get to meaningful property tax relief for homeowners, plus the ag industry as well. They're seeing incredible increases in property
26.4% from last year to this year is what the average increase for a farmer of property taxes that they've had to pay. That's insane.
Correct. And it's going to be 20%, and it was actually 20% the
year before?
The year before.
Oh my gosh.
And if we don't do anything, it's going to be 20% next year.
So in 3 years, they're going to basically see their property taxes on average go up about 60 to 70%.
Yeah. So a little, and you got to remember that's compounding.
Yeah.
It's just like interest compounds. That's going to compound on that as well. So yeah.
You can't survive if you're a small farmer and the government's coming in. John Marshall, he was the second Supreme Court justice in American history. He said, the power to tax is the power to destroy.
So Indiana Farm Bureau says that they have established a tax task force to find solutions, and their number one priority is this property tax reform bill.
But here's the problem, right? So that group, yes, it's out of control. By the way, I stood up here 8.5 years ago and said this was a problem. Why is it that the people, and God bless J.D. Prescott, I think he's trying very hard, but somebody better do something about this. So someone should do something. Yeah, we've been saying that for...
You are the somebody.
Yeah, that 8.5 years we've been saying someone should do something about it. And these people, they don't... But like with the farm groups, they're interested in one thing, and that's the farmers. Like if you offered that farm group a bill that they could fix their issue and screw you, they would do it. I'm sorry. They would totally take that. They do not care about you. They're not interested in helping you. That farm group, if you offered them a bill right now that we say we will shift the burden off of farmers and onto homeowners, they take it in a heartbeat. The people fighting for us out there is very small. It's a very small group in elected office. They have created, the lawmakers have created this monstrosity of a system that is incapable of being solved. You cannot fix it. It has to be just completely gutted and start over. And Casey.
Yeah.
That brings us to our next point.
Exactly.
Coming up at 11 o'clock today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I put about 10 minutes of work into this. Casey put hours of work into this. But we have the video of the property, the plan to fix the property tax system.
Yeah.
This insolvable, irreparable property tax system. We have a fabulous little, 3.5 minute video.
A little presentation you put together.
And we have and we'll post it to the social medias. We're going to play it here on.
Okay.
We'll debut it. On the radio station, and then I'm wearing a tie.
It's you look good.
It's really going to be very fabulous.
All right, that's on the way. It's 93 WIBC.
In the Matt Bear Tournament of Traffic, it's win and go home.
It's taken a lot of work to get here. You just want to advance through the field.
All right, traffic is really backing up on the south.
And to do that, you've got to drive the lanes.
2-vehicle crash blocking the left and center lanes.
You guys know this. You've got to find the openings and take your shots.
Updating your traffic bracket, mornings and afternoons.
Prepare, prepare, prepare.
Construction backups brutal. Watch for the zone.
March Matt Bear Traffic Madness is on 93 WIBC.
Spring is here, and it's time to shake off winter's dust, dirt, and allergens. Hi, this is Denny Smith for Zero Res, and if you're ready for a true spring clean, listen up, because this deal won't last. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $119 and $75 off air duct cleaning. That's real savings and the perfect way to refresh your home. Winter leaves behind grime and odors and allergens trapped in your carpets and air ducts. And remember, your air ducts are the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, so is your air. Zero Res's patented ZR water cleans with no soap, no residue, and no harsh chemicals. Just fresh, healthy carpets and air. Beat the spring cleaning rush. Call 317-388-5141 or book online at zeroresindy.com. And don't take my word for it. Just check out 4,900 5-star Google reviews. Call now. Mention WIBC. Get 3 rooms cleaned starting at just $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. 317-388-5141 or zeroresindy.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob, and I want to tell you about my friend Mark Dietl. Recent talk about rising interest rates and economic uncertainty may have you wondering if now is the right time to sell your home. Will I get the price I need? Will it take too long? The good news, you don't have to figure this out by yourself. There's a friendly, no-pressure, experienced agent who eats and sleeps Indianapolis real estate. My friend Mark Dietl. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Crystal and Franklin had to say about working with Mark Dietl. I was moving to Kentucky and needed to move fast. Got the Mark Dietl marketing plan and was blown away. The plan worked. I got a full list price offer in just the first weekend. Just like that, Mark and his team got it done. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com. Tell him Rob sent you.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. adventknows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls?
I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
The financial advisor industry is a flawed system. Find out how to fight back and protect your retirement on Expedition Retirement. Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
You were right.
I know. Well, you doubt me? Come on.
Tiger Woods is hooking up with Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife.
Yeah, they're a thing. He put something out on social media, too, didn't he? He said that love is in the air and life is better with you by my side. We look forward to our journey through life together at this time.
Are they getting married?
I don't know, but he said at this time we would appreciate privacy for all those close to our hearts. Tiger Woods asking for privacy as he's dating Don Jr.'s ex-wife.
Yeah, and nothing like putting the photos out on social media of you together. Now, here's the thing, and it's two mega... Well, he's a mega celebrity. She is, by connection to her ex-father-in-law's the president and the first part of the first family. But we don't want you, media, to have any intrigue or interest into this at all. Look.
Look.
So he's buddies with Trump, right?
Well, wasn't he just at the White House?
Well, this is my point. So, and I don't know if I don't know if Tiger's commented a lot publicly on his friendship with Trump, but this would seem to be somewhat awkward, although I can't imagine Tiger would do it if Trump had some sort of objection to it or whatever. It would seem to be pretty awkward that you're in a relationship with the president's son's ex-wife. So what, does he come to family events? How does all that play out? This is my question. How does this all play out?
Well, yeah, he's going to go to the golf courses, Rob.
No, I'm saying like Easter at the White House. You know the mom is going to be there.
Sure.
Does she bring Tiger, or is Tiger like, no, I got to go do something with my kids? Do Tiger's kids come? What sort of Brady Bunch type of existence are we possibly setting up here?
I think you're right. It will be some sort of blended thing because Vanessa Trump, her daughter is Kai Trump. And Kai is the one who is Donald Trump's favorite grandchild.
That's right.
It's very clear.
That's correct.
And she's the one who's on social media all the time. And she is friends with Tiger's two children, Sam and Charlie. So I think it is all one big happy little, the one who may be left out on all this is Don Jr.
You know, the Tiger, and we've talked about this before, but the Tiger stuff it's fascinating to me in the sense of you can't, unless you saw it in real time, you cannot appreciate how great it actually was. He was the greatest, the most dominant athlete in the history of sports for a period of time, for about a 10-year window, 11-year window from 1997 through 2008. He was the most dominant athlete of any sport that has ever lived. I'm talking Gretzky. I'm talking Babe Ruth. I'm talking Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. I mean, take your favorite sport and say who's the most dominant athlete, and Tiger Woods was better in his sport or more dominant in his sport than they were in theirs. And his inability to get his personal life in check derailed his professional existence to the point where he, if we're being honest, will not be remembered as even as the greatest golfer of all time, because he will not have eclipsed Jack Nicklaus's record of 18 majors. And it's interesting how even as his career waned, he seems to not have had the ability to get his personal life in sort of sustained lasting relationship either. And so in a weird way, he's this just sad Shakespearean character who, I mean, it's hard when a guy's worth $1.5 billion, which is his estimated net worth, and, you know, obviously lives a life of immense luxury, to go, that poor man. But what he was and what he ended up, there is clearly, I think, a sense of emptiness and regret in Tiger Woods' life.
I just think the whole thing is, well, I mean, you're talking about two people who are used to a certain lifestyle.
That's right.
And being in the public eye.
Isn't it weird that Tiger Woods may not be the richest person in his relationship?
Right.
I mean, I don't know what Trump Jr. was worth, and who knows how their divorce settlement worked out or whatever. But there's a chance. I don't know. I don't know what her value is. He may not be the richest person in his relationship.
That's
crazy.
Right. That seems hard to believe. So he's previously emphasized his desire to limit media attention, even though, I mean, how do you do that when you're Tiger Woods?
Well,
he says he wants to do it mostly for his kids.
Yeah, but his kid is now trying to be a big shot golfer,
right.
and you do.
I mean, that's the interesting thing. He said at this time, we would appreciate privacy for all those close to our hearts. Okay, well, her daughter has a massive following, Kai Trump, on social media.
Yeah.
His son is trying to make it, as a golf pro himself. Both of these people are very high visible people.
But don't you, if you extrapolate yourself from like any person who achieved the level of fame Tiger Woods did at a young age, whether it's Tiger Woods or Britney Spears or whoever, they never know a normal existence. They never know how to human. Like I saw Tiger Woods at the height of Tiger Mania in 1998 at the Western Open in Chicago. And he finishes a hole. I mean, the crowds, I can't even begin to describe how the crowds were. It was, 30, 40 rows deep of people following this guy around. And you had to, if you wanted to see him up close, you had to just sit at a spot, and then you got to see him, and then that was not going to happen again. But I just said, okay, I'm going to stand in the aisle or in the ropes next to the rope from the green to the tee, because people won't be there. And by the time they get over there, I will have carved out a spot and I'll be able to see him. And he finishes the hole. He starts walking from the green to the tee. And it was almost as though he was in a trance in which, despite these throngs of people, they were non-existent to him. And he was solely focused on what the next shot was going to be. And the only other time I've ever, and this will sound very weird, the only time I've ever seen a similar look in a man's eyes was Mick Jagger at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway when he was playing in front of 70,000 people July 4th of 2015, in which he was seeing nothing that was in front of him other than the mission and the quest. In the case of Mick Jagger, it was the song, that song, the next song. Tiger Woods, and so when you don't, that's not normal. That's not normal to be able to train your body to do that, which he had to do to become this incredible athlete. And the fallout of that, the repercussion of that is you don't know how to human on a normal level, which probably makes, and clearly did for him, meaningful, lasting relationships very hard.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Attention Indiana 5 residents. Please join Congresswoman Victoria Spartz at one of her upcoming quarterly town halls. Friday, March 28th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Westfield City Hall in Hamilton County. And Saturday, March 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Muncie City Hall in Delaware County. For more information, please visit Representative Spartz's website at spartz.house.gov. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What Rokita is saying about Tesla terrorists. You have nothing on radar. 38 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. 54 is your high today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 9:31. When asked if vandalism at Tesla dealerships is terrorism, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita told WIBC's Hammer and Nigel that he believes it is, and had this comparison to make.
And just like half a century ago, maybe a century ago, when the Democrats were burning crosses in black people's yards, now they're burning Teslas. Because they don't like who you are or what you do or what you stand for.
He says he has no power to prosecute that, but if it were to happen here in the Hoosier State, he would hope that county prosecutors would lay the smack down. A former member of Congress has passed away.
The family of Mia Love says on social media the former Utah Congresswoman passed away Sunday at her home surrounded by family and friends, saying they are thankful for the many good wishes, prayers, and condolences. Last month, Love's daughter Abigail shared that her mother's brain cancer was no longer responding to treatment.
That's Fox's Ron Schmelz reporting. And Tiger Woods and Vanessa Trump are making their relationship public. Rumors have been swirling for a while now that the billionaire golf legend and the ex-wife of President Trump's oldest son, Don Jr., had been dating. Now there's no mistaking it. And your opening bell report on 93 WIBC brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management, LLC. All three major indices are up this morning. The Dow is up 410 to 41,985.35. The S&P 500 up 68 to 56,667. And the NASDAQ is up 311 points to 19,753.97. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Now, your big ideas don't have to wait. They have everything they need to come to life because Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas. A technology that loves expanding your business and evolving your passion. We push what technology can do so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I just wish Mom could hear better on the phone.
Dad gets so upset with me when I call. I wish it were different.
The caption phone from Relay Indiana allows you to speak into the phone, and your words appear on a bright, easy-to-read screen. Conversations occur naturally with added clarity.
I used to love our phone chats. I wish it was like before.
Now it can be with the caption phone. Go to RelayIndiana.com and call 334-1413 today.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
If we are truly the racing capital of the world, we want our audience to be more reflective of the world around us. And Radio 1 has been a great partner in helping us do that.
How can a partnership with WIBC serve your business?
I'm Michael Kaltenmark, Senior Director of Marketing for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and proud partner and client of Radio 1.
Diversity.
Radio 1's diverse reach not only allows us to get our message in front of a diverse audience, but then also gets those folks interested as we look to invite more diverse audiences to the track to join us, to let them know that the Speedway is open to them and that they're welcome there. And they've been a strategic partner in helping us achieve that goal.
Deliver your message to the audience that matters.
We've been able to attract an even larger audience and fill the Speedway with more people because of our partnership with Radio 1.
Text business to 71007 to take your advertising to the next level.
Radio 1's right there with us in the trenches.
Get results with WIBC.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
All right. I got to ask you some life advice, Casey.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
There's an event tomorrow night, and I don't know whether I should go to this or not.
You should go.
You don't even know what I'm going to tell you.
It's true.
You don't even know what it is.
But I think you should just be open to anything.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, what is
This
it?
is the thing. We've talked about this before. It's the Kendall and Casey Show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. Kevin is here. That I don't like to leave my house.
I know.
And
You got to get out of your bubble.
I have a young child. I enjoy seeing them. And if I commit to doing something in the evening, that
You put all the pressure on your wife.
well, that's right.
Yeah.
And so I would ask you, should I go to this? Because I think this might be a nice opportunity for our show. However, I have since learned the ground rules and parameters of this. So I will now reveal these to you and then see whether I should go or not. So
Okay.
I saw this posted, our dear friends at Life Church, who we love. And one of the things I love about Life Church is they are very committed to civic engagement and civic conversation. And they host all sorts of things of all parties, elected officials coming, that they give them the venue, right, to have these sort of events. And so Life Church is, I wouldn't say hosting because it's not their event. They're housing a town hall for several of the statewide elected officials on Tuesday. So Life Church in Noblesville is hosting an event for several of these statewide elected officials on Tuesday evening. It's Micah, it's Daniel Elliott, it's Elise Nishala, and
yes,
Diego Morales,
the Secretary of State.
Now, it was listed to me, the post I saw from actually somebody in Micah's staff says, have questions or comments for your elected officials, join us at Life Church in Noblesville at 6 p.m. and have your concerns addressed. Well, this is one of Micah's staffers who posted this description.
Yeah.
By the way, it's hosted by Mario, well, I just call him Super Mario. I can never say his last name.
Yeah,
He's
the Hamilton County Republican Party chairman.
Mario Masalamani, I think is how his last name is pronounced. But I just call him Super Mario. That way you can't screw that up. He's the Hamilton County GOP chair. So I have several concerns about Diego Morales. Would you like to hear some of them?
I would.
Most recently, I'd like to know, I can't use the word I like to use, so I'm going to use the word it in its place. Why you were a chicken it and did not go to your budget hearing and sent your legislative director and your attorney. I'd like to know why and where you were instead of going to your budget hearing where you're asking for millions and millions of dollars from the taxpayers that you didn't care enough to show up. They said you were on some sort of economic development mission.
Correct.
Well, the Secretary of State has no economic development obligations. That's not in the job description. So I'd like to know where Diego Morales was. And if it had anything to do with Diego Morales, Secretary of State, getting thoroughly depantsed by State Representative Ed Delaney when he had his budget hearing in the House about his brother-in-law getting a six-figure salary, about his brother. Now we found out his brother-in-law got this, $15,000 bonus on top of that. I do have questions about that. And I have questions about these no-bid contracts, these million-dollar no-bid contracts that Diego gave out, and it turns out those people then donated huge sums of money to his reelection campaign.
Do you think he didn't want to field those questions at the budget hearing, which is why he didn't show up? He just was conveniently on this economic development trip. I wonder, I mean, he's on the flyer, right?
He's on
his
the flyer.
Picture, it's got his name.
That's right.
I'm assuming he's going to show up to this town hall tomorrow night, and he's got to be expecting questions like this, right?
Okay, so then this would be a lot of work for me, though, on a weeknight, because I have to go all the way to Noblesville. And I did not want to go, and then they say, oh, Kendall's going to be there. Don't call on him. Don't let him ask. Because I'm telling you what the questions are going to be. And by the way, these are not unfair questions. These are questions he has been asked repeatedly, including by members of the Indiana House of Representatives, because everybody has major concerns about these things, amongst many other things. Like, I'd also like to know how you vote in a county different from where you take your homestead credit. I'd also, but that's lower on the list compared to the many, many other questions that I have. So I'm not going to, if I go there and they just say, we're simply not calling on you, or you're not going to be asked the question, then that's going to be a complete waste of my time to go. So I called Micah and I said, Micah, what are the parameters or ground rules of this thing? He goes, I don't know. It's not our event. It's Hamilton County Republican Party's event. I'll call and ask Super Mario. So apparently, Super Mario said, the questions, they will ask questions from the audience.
Okay.
However, the questions have to be submitted in writing.
Advance.
In writing. So my question I'm throwing out here is, if I submit I'm telling you what my questions are. Why did you no-show your budget hearing? And what economic development mission were you on? And why was that more important than your actual job as Secretary of State? I'd like to know about why you hired your brother-in-law and gave him a six-figure salary and what he did to earn the $15,000 bonus that your legislative director and the attorney did not dispute he got. And I'd like to know why you're giving multi-million-dollar no-bid contracts. And is it just a coincidence in turn that those people gave huge sums of money to your reelection campaign? Like, these are my three questions. Will Super Mario ask those questions to Diego, or is he too much of a chicken to take those questions? Then Michael's like, well, and then I guess there's going to be a media opportunity afterwards. Well, is Diego just going to run to his car after the event? I'm not going to face Kendall. I'm too much of a chicken to face Kendall. So I need to know, am I going to have the opportunity to actually ask the questions? If the answer is yes, then I'm thinking I may go to this, but I would need some reassurance that I'm going to have an opportunity to ask the question.
Who are you supposed to submit the questions to? Did you get instruction?
Well, I'm guessing it will be to Super Mario because he's going to be moderating the forum.
I mean, can you submit them to me and say, hey, I submitted the questions?
Well, I will gladly give them.
See, that's the thing, though. They want the heads up. They're going to know what the questions are, and then they're going to go, well, we're not calling on him.
Well, but I'm giving you the heads up. Whether I ask it or he asks it, I'm telling you exactly how I would ask the questions that I have. Right. These are the three major questions that I have.
And it may depend on if they want those questions to be asked. Right? They're not going to call on you.
So if someone knows Super Mario Masalamani, other than Micah, because he's already asked the questions, can you ask him, will you allow Rob to ask his questions? Or is Diego and the Hamilton County Republican Party too much of a chicken to actually let the voters get the information, the taxpayers get the information?
Do you have any questions for Daniel Elliott or Elise Nishala or Micah while you're there, or was just all directed towards Diego?
Well, nothing. They're showing up to their stuff, right? They're doing their job. This is about this guy being super sketchy. It's not even about whether I agree with the policies or not, if I agree with everything or not. It's about how sketchy this guy is with almost everything. He is.
Is this open to the public?
Yeah, it's public forum.
Okay.
Because Micah said, well, other members of the media are going to be there. Yeah, but they don't live in Brownsburg. Right? Like the Current or whatever it is. There's a good chance that person doesn't live in Brownsburg, the Hamilton County.
Yeah, you're talking about a 45-minute drive.
That's
one
my
way.
point. And I'm not going to waste my time going. I'll just take a crap on the guy on here on Wednesday. I can accomplish it all exactly the same. If I'm not, because that would be even better if they say no, he will not answer those questions.
I definitely think you should go. This could turn into a legendary Stacks Pancake House incident.
Now you think
that we could call back on for years to come?
For those of you who are new to the program and not familiar with what Casey is referencing, several years ago, I went to a public event with Todd Young. They were very angry that we tried to record the event. They said, it's a U.S. senator having a public event, and they said, you can't record him. A U.S. senator having a public event. They're like, no, you can't record. But then Spendingburg, Todd Young, Duke of Spendingburg, highest spending Republican in the U.S. Senate, got super mouthy with me when I asked him a question, started moving aggressively towards me. Of course, he had to do it with an armed Hendricks County Sheriff's deputy behind him. And then when he started doing that, what was that guy's name? Igor, his little stooge, Igor, pulled out his phone and started recording the whole thing.
Right, so they're allowed to record, but you aren't.
So
it could be another one of those situations.
Well, it could be, although Diego is smaller than I am. So I don't think he's going to be moving aggressively towards me. The other thing is, I don't think the Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies would probably be like, let Diego have it. Whatever he gets, he deserves. They probably wouldn't even move behind him.
You could be pleasantly surprised. Maybe he's ready to answer these tough questions, which is why he has agreed to go to this town hall.
That's true.
So there's that option as well.
I need to know these things in order to...
I definitely think you should go, but the one person that I think you need to ask and run this by...
Yeah.
The woman who married you.
Oh, she already said I should go.
Oh, well then you should definitely go.
But I'm not... But
you got her permission?
Look, because then I got on IOU. I got to let her go do something, do whatever she wants, right?
True.
I'm not wasting a free night having to deal with Diego Morales if I'm not going to get something for our show out of it.
Yeah.
And if the little chicken that he is, if he just runs runs out the back door afterwards and won't answer the questions, or they won't read the question on stage. Because I can tell you right now, if he gets the question, he'll go, like he always does, "Oh, you're the man. Mario, Rob is the man."
And
Have I
we
told you
open
Rob
at
is
7 a.m.
and he won't answer the question. I need to be able to ask him the question, and then when he doesn't answer the question, ask it again, and ask it again, and ask it again, and have somebody there filming it so that we finally... I mean, we're not going to get an answer, but at least maybe we can shame and... I mean, this guy has no shame, but maybe we can humiliate him into not running again.
So it is the Hamilton County Republican Party Town Hall. It is tomorrow, 6 until 8, and it's at Life Church in Noblesville. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. Guy Relford joins us in studio. The biggest stories in Indy, Hammer and Nigel madness and more. Let's go.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. Say goodbye to cracked, stained floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out from their many colors. Upgrade your home today like I did. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. They come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. Call now for a free estimate. 877-417-0635. They're also online at galaxyconcretecoatings.com.
What a day.
You're working too hard.
We're both working too hard with even less to show for it.
What's this?
It's the bills for Tracy's procedure.
This is outrageous.
I know. And Mom just said her prescriptions went up again.
How can working people afford this?
These medical bills are crushing our finances, and these hospitals and insurance groups are making record profits.
You know, I read Indiana has the 9th highest healthcare costs in the nation, and prescription drug costs are out of control.
That's why I voted for Mike Braun. He has a plan to reform Indiana's broken healthcare system. Braun's plan calls for billing transparency, increased access, and lower costs for all Hoosiers.
I hear you. It's good to know help is on the way. Mike Braun's plan will offer real relief for our family budget.
Sign the petition for Braun's healthcare plan at HoosierHope.org. Join Mike Braun's fight for healthcare reform today. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Here's a real-life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Would you like fries with that? Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
It's spring break season, Rob. You know, our boss is going to be out of town next week. He's going to Siesta Key. He's taking off for spring break.
Never been on a spring break.
Never?
Never. I've never gone on a spring break. You want to know why my theory was as a younger man? I'm not saying I would view this way today, but everything you'd be trying to do on spring break, which we all know what the real goal of spring break is.
Yeah.
I can do it here for free.
It's true. Although you're not going to do it on the beach, right?
So what? I can do it for a fraction of the price.
So the State Department and the FBI, they have issued spring break
Kevin's
travel
over there
warnings.
nodding. Kevin's like, yeah, good strategy.
Ukraine has been a clear advisory to avoid to travel there.
Don't
That's
go
obvious
to Ukraine for your spring break.
Yeah. Sweden was the other one. They were given a level 2 exercise increased caution advisory.
Yeah.
This due to potential terrorism threats. But they say during travel, you should take some precautions like maintain contact with your friends and family, share your travel plans, use authorized taxis or shuttles only, and avoid any illegal, improper, or indiscreet actions. So there's this woman. She does kind of a man on the street thing. Her name is Caitlin Burnett, and she was down on the beach and she was quizzing some spring breakers on American history. And boy, this is a good one for a Monday, because if you're feeling a little slow, a little sluggish, this one will make you feel like the smartest person around.
Who did the colonists fight in the Revolutionary War?
Oh, God. In the Revolutionary War?
It was, I don't know if this is right. I mean, it sounds so stupid. Was it the Spanish? Wait, what are your majors?
Business. Biology.
Okay. Elementary education. Oh. What shape is the U.S. Pentagon building?
Isn't it just a square?
How many U.S. senators are there?
6, 7. 6, 7.
How many amendments are in the Bill of Rights?
There's a lot. I know 17.
Who won the Civil War?
Shoot, it's East or West, right?
Well, it's the Civil War, so it's the civilians versus whoever was in power. How many justices are on the Supreme Court?
Justices. So like when you say that, like you mean like the FBI?
Who is on the $100 bill?
Oh, I know. Abraham Lincoln?
Nope.
Abraham Lincoln. Come on, bro.
That's the First Amendment. What's the second?
Right to vote.
Name 3 states that border Canada. We'll just do one per person.
Asia.
I didn't know Canada had a border.
Wow. Are you feeling smarter?
Dating's a real trade-off, Casey. You give and you get, right?
I don't know.
Dating's a real trade-off.
And people wonder why Donald Trump wants to get rid of the Department of Education. Exhibit A.
The one chick's going to be a teacher.
Exactly. Teaching future generations.
At least the rest of them are just doing damage to themselves. She's going to inflict that on others.
That's true. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. When your garage floor has stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your whole garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job looks even worse. Look, spring will be here on March 20th. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation this spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Guaranteed, a Comer & Cross concrete floor coating won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In one day, we make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And apply your gleaming new Comer & Cross concrete floor in 6 stages, just in time for spring. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation by spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
This is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the nation's largest family law firm, but we're more than just size. We're part of your community. With offices across the country, our attorneys and staff live and work right where you do. And because we're local, we know your courts, your laws, and your legal community. When divorce puts your future on the line, you need a firm that's both powerful and personal. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46204.
Looking for a great deal on a new Lincoln? Come to Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators now $15,000 off and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. We look forward to seeing you at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP 104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP 57,785. Offers good through March 31st, 2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what police know so far about a shooting in Indianapolis, what's going on with Teslas at dealerships, plus there was a race and a TV outage over the weekend. You'll hear what that is all about. Those stories and much more headed your way after Fox News Radio at the top of the hour. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock, and now time for Fox News.
They're back where they came from. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 199 Venezuelans landed in that country early this morning. Some of them alleged gang members deported, like the ones here illegally flown to El Salvador in controversial deportation flights over a week ago that are the subject of another hearing after a judge ordered those planes to turn around, an order ignored.
Today, it's going to be a 3-judge panel here in Washington, D.C., trying to figure out whether or not the Trump administration can legally keep deporting accused gang members by the plane load to other countries. The day after tomorrow, the DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is going to see for herself the conditions at that terrorist confinement center in El Salvador, where accused gang members living in the U.S. have been relocated, had their heads shaved, and had their tattoos photographed.
That's Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House, where later today, President Trump will announce a $20 billion investment from Hyundai. Part of the plan is to build a steel plant in the U.S. to use at Hyundai's 2 American auto manufacturing plants. This follows new U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. The Supreme Court is about to consider a new race-based case.
Justices are trying to figure out if lawmakers in Louisiana violated federal law when they redrew the state's congressional districts last year. A group of voters say the map amounts to an illegal racial gerrymander by diluting the state's black population into just 2 majority black districts. Louisiana argues divvying up Americans by race is a stain on the nation's history and should become a relic of the past.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern, and we're just getting word that the Trump administration administration is going to ask the Supreme Court to block a judicial order to rehire thousands of federal workers who had been fired under the Trump administration. In Saudi Arabia, the U.S. and Russia are in talks again today, trying to work out a ceasefire agreement hours after American negotiations with Ukraine again, also in Saudi Arabia. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
2 people shot this morning in Indianapolis. Mostly sunny and 43 degrees on Monument Circle, but it feels like 36. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 10:02. IMPD says that happened on the east side around 8:30 on Dayton Avenue near English and Emerson Avenues. Both victims rushed to a hospital with serious injuries. Preliminary information indicates that both of them shot each other. There are less than 200 women with the Indy Metro Police Department, but that number may be going up. Jake McDaniel explains why.
It's called Her Badge, Her Impact, which is an event hosted for women who talked about becoming a part of the department and to go through the training process. With that said, the department has hopes for these women to become officers, as well as feeling inspired to help out the community. Many women came to Saturday's event, including a woman named Louie Leriano. She says seeing many women stepping up to become officers is a good thing to see in this world. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
$3.18 a gallon is the statewide average for gas today, says Gas Buddy. The cheapest gas in the state is in Bloomington at $2.51. When asked if vandalism at Tesla dealerships is terrorism, Indiana's Attorney General Todd Rokita told WIBC's Hammer and Nigel he believes it is, and he had a comparison to make.
And just like half a century ago, maybe a century ago, when the Democrats were burning crosses in black people's yards, now they're burning Teslas. Because they don't like who you are or what you do or what you stand for.
He says he has no power to prosecute were this to happen in Indiana, but he would hope that county prosecutors would come down hard on perpetrators who do this. In IndyCar, Alex Palou just keeps on winning. He took the checkered flag at the Thermal IndyCar Grand Prix on Sunday.
It was the best start today. I think Firestone did a great job on giving us 2 different options that were really different apart, and hopefully the fans had a great time watching the race.
From what they were able to watch anyway, because there was a power outage at Thermal that wiped out part of the TV broadcast. The series heads to Long Beach in 2 weeks. I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 10:04, Kendall and Casey coming back in 1 minute.
Come on, Indy. Don't use the spring to paint your house year after year. Do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. They just didn't leave a mess. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
Backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. And now get the protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Rhino Shield, I think it increases the value and the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Well, no wonder my wife is always so happy.
Why's that?
Well, she's married to me, and she has a child.
It's true.
This is a fascinating new study poll out from the Wall Street Journal. It's Kendall and Casey show, by the way. I'm Rob. That's Casey. So the Wall Street Journal put this out, right? Yeah. And it asked women to rate their happiness level. So they had 3 options: a very happy, pretty happy, not too happy. And overwhelmingly, the happiest group of women in America are married women with children.
Yeah.
So 39.5% of married women with children will rate themselves as very happy, and 47.6% of married women with children rate themselves as pretty happy, and roughly 13% said not too happy. So you put the pretty happy and very happy together. What is that? 39, 47 public school math. What is that? Is that 86? Basically, 87% of married women with children rate themselves are pretty or very happy. Second on that list is married women with no children. 24.7% say very happy, 59.3% say very happy, 16% say not too happy. So that's 84%. And the number, not even close, the most unhappy, from the not too happy group, married women with unmarried women with no children are the unhappiest group of women in America.
Yeah, because they're all alone. Pew Research did a study back in 22, and they said that only 34% of single women were looking for romance compared to 54% of single men. But the ideology of both groups are so far apart. How are they ever going to come together?
Well, and this is not in any way, look, we're not doing this segment to indict people based on their circumstances in life. People find themselves in different situations for a variety of reasons, some by choice, some whatever. Some people marry later in life. It's not meant to be that. What the segment is meant to say is, and polling is showing this, what is obvious, when there is a core family intact, when there's a mother, a father, and children, people find themselves in a more happy situation because you're sharing your experiences, you're sharing your happiness, your sense of purpose goes beyond yourself.
I can't imagine you have something good or bad that happens to you and you have no one to share it with.
Yeah.
Like, I know that happens to you when you have something that you're excited about. Who's one of the first people you want to tell?
That's right.
Your wife.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you're having a bad day, who's the first person you want to seek comfort from? Your wife.
I tell my kid, but then she just points at me and laughs, regardless, because we've entered that phase of the development. Everything's funny, and we're pointing now. So that's where we're at. But you're right, Casey. And so I just thought this poll was very interesting that backs up something that I think people have known for a long time, and now it's coming out in statistical data that the nuclear family, having that intact, having that in check. And look, having a family is hard. Having children is hard. It's not easy. You do surrender so much of yourself in order to make sure that a spouse, and this is true for men and women, that a spouse's needs are met, and obviously most importantly that your child's needs, which are much more than just emotional, they're obviously physical, because especially with small children, they can't take care of themselves. That's a drain on you. But it is totally worth it in terms of how your life plays out and the meaning that it gives you.
You have to wonder about these younger women who are on social media and they hear, oh, you can be independent and having a spouse is holding you back, how much influence that has on them.
I was having a beverage with a friend over the weekend on Saturday, and he's in media. He's Kevin's age, a little bit younger than Kevin, and we were having this conversation about, like we've had with Kevin before, about what dating is like, because he is not married, and we were talking about the dating apps, and he was saying how hard it is, and he said the hardest thing, and the thing that gets him, is so many of these people that he meets on these dating apps don't really look anything like they do on the dating apps. And he said, I now have to go through this big rigmarole that is a multi-week ordeal just to vet these people. And he said, it's not worth it. And I'm not even really vetting them to find out whether I really like them or not. I'm simply vetting them to find out if they are what they're presenting on the internet.
Well, I think the answer to that is get off the dating app and go meet people in person.
So we had this conversation, and he said, look, it is so, and it is, nobody knows society better than us, Casey. Who knows?
Do it the old-fashioned way.
Well, but he said it's so hard because so few women are doing this now that they're living in there, and look, men are obviously doing it too, but he's like, from his perspective, these women are living in this fantasy bubble of I can create whatever I want myself to be online. And I said, well, like, how do you handle that when you show up and meet somebody and they clearly do not aren't
represented truthfully?
And he goes, I just get through it, and then I don't talk to that person again.
Yeah.
Because if they're willing to basically deceive on something like that, what else about them?
How truthful are they going to be in the relationship?
Right.
Yeah.
And I just thought that must be a really miserable existence, because how do you? I mean, humans are designed to be social people. Humans are designed to interact with others, with members of the opposite sex. That's what dating is, right? It's meeting somebody. It's finding out, do I like this person? Do I have points of commonality with them? Can I see myself, being with them, not just in terms of a marriage or a long-term relationship, but do I want to learn more about this person? Again, that is void in the current climate for many people. And the fact that there's so many, let's just call it what it is, they're fraudsters, right?
Well, that does go both ways, though.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying it is true. It is equally true. Although I think with men, I don't think men, Kev, back me up on this. You're going to come in here and be the expert in this.
Bring it in hot, Kevin.
Are men using the filters and the whatever they're called?
No, I think I've never used the filters.
Thank you.
I don't think
I
don't know any that would.
You might brighten up your photo. Hey, that photo's a little dark. Let's brighten it up and make it look better. But I mean,
I don't even do that.
But Kevin, if you meet, I've seen Kevin's photos on the internet. If you meet Kevin, then he looks exactly like he does on his photos on the internet.
In real life,
there are people who are half the person, and this is not meant to be an indictment on their character, but literally they're half the person of what you're seeing online. How are you supposed to respond to that?
According to that Pew survey that was done in 22, men are more likely to worry about being unattractive to potential partners.
You know what I think it could be, Casey? People are so stressed out about their property taxes that's why they're behaving in this fashion.
Is that it?
And so coming up at 11 o'clock, Casey worked tirelessly. I put about 10 minutes worth of work into this. And you know, Casey, because you've been in the media field for years, this is how all great artists are. They put very little work in, and there's some producer behind the scenes.
I was like your momager on Friday.
My momager.
You were like the talent.
Yes.
I was just telling you where to stand.
We have completed the property tax video.
Yeah.
It is, if you'll give us 4 minutes of your time, we think we can solve the property tax issue and get everybody out okay. We'll play that for you at the 11 o'clock hour, the audio of it, and then we'll post the video as well.
Have we moved on? Have we moved beyond the messaging of SB1 and let's get something done? Now there's like a whole new plan.
Well, it's a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And what you have realized, and I posted this on Twitter at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter. This is Northwest Times maybe posted this. The quotes from Houston and Bray, where it's just like they are not helping you. They hate you. And they're not even shy about it anymore. Now they are so mad, and it's wild. And this is perfect because this is what needs to happen. The Republican Party needs to die and go away. And I've told you out of this. I said, look, one of two things is going to happen by the time we're done. As soon as Braun was on board with fixing property taxes, I said one of two things is going to happen for me out of this, and either way I can't lose. Either we're going to fix property taxes, which is great, or by the time we're done, everybody in this state is going to know who the Republican Party is, what they are, and who these people are at the Statehouse who represent them. Now, whether they take action on that or not, and those people, when they're up for re-election, out of my control. But everybody's going to know, and I've waited for years. No more hiding our heads in the sand. Nobody acting like the Republicans are the good guys. Nobody acting like the Republicans care about us. And that's happening. We're seeing it play out. We're Thompson, Bray, Houston, all these guys. They're more dug in than ever. They got mad that rally was so successful. They're pissed off. They're pissed off that you're that pissed off. And they're like, we're not helping those people. Screw those people.
I think there's about 21 senators that are up for re-election in 26.
Yeah. And so when we get through the legislative session, we're going to tell you who these people are and where they're at, and hopefully you can start recruiting somebody good.
I've got the list right
But
here.
Casey sent it to me over the weekend. She's very on it. But Casey did a phenomenal job putting the video together. We'll post the video up as well, and so we will play that for you coming up at 11 o'clock.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Life moves fast.
Another new directive from Donald Trump.
President Trump will not be deterred to make our federal government more efficient.
So does the news.
We expect those meetings to take place very soon.
Decisions made today
Kash Patel confirmed as the next director of the FBI.
could impact you tomorrow.
Accountability and transparency.
What's next?
You never know what's going to happen.
Need to know what happened.
We're already tracking it. Stay in the know while you're on the go on 93 WIBC.
Are you planning for your retirement? Ensure you're on the right track with a crucial step, tax planning. At Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, every retirement plan we design includes comprehensive tax planning. Imagine maximizing your savings while minimizing tax burdens. Tax planning isn't just about the present. It's a cornerstone for retirement planning. The less you have to give to Uncle Sam, the more cash flow you have in retirement. So take control of your financial situation. Proper tax planning can help optimize your retirement income, leaving you with more time to enjoy the life you've worked hard for. Let us help you create a tax-efficient retirement plan. Your future self will thank you. Call Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, 317-288-0634. That's 317-288-0634. Or visit AbsoluteWealthManagementLLC.com. William Gonzalez offers investment advisory service through Gradient Advisors, LLC, 877-885-0508, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Absolute Wealth Management is not a registered investment advisor nor an affiliate of Gradient Advisors. Gradient Advisors, LLC, and its advisors do not render tax, legal, or accounting advice. Insurance offered through William Gonzalez, independent agent.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
That kid totally ended up making the right move.
Didn't he, though? He's $1 million richer. So we've been talking about this Paul Skeens debut patch card for a while now, and it was this 11-year-old who pulled this debut card, and then the whole story with how Paul Skeens wanted that card and offered up season tickets to all of his games, offered up his girlfriend, sit in the suite with his girl, and the owner of the card said nope and ended up putting it up on auction.
So just in case you're like, what are they talking about? So Paul Skeens is this super pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, actually pitched for the Indians here last year for a little while. He's like the new hot commodity in Major League Baseball, throws a gajillion miles an hour. I think he started the All-Star game last year. And he had this sports card that was his debut patch that he wore on his jersey, and it's autographed. And these patch cards, these debut patch cards, are the new hot thing in baseball cards. And they knew this card was coming out. The Pittsburgh Pirates preemptively said, we want this card, assumingly for him. We'll give you, if you get it, 2 season tickets for 30 years, some autographed merch. You get to meet him. And then Livy Dunn, who is Paul Skeens' girlfriend, she's the famous gymnast from LSU, said, and then I will let you come hang out in a suite with me one game and hang out or whatever. And so we kind of started doing the math on this, like what would this card maybe sell for versus the value they're offering. I thought it would be over $1 million, which it ultimately did sell for $1.1 million. And I said, by the time you have to, because you'd have to pay taxes on all that's a gift. You'd have to pay taxes on and unless you live in Pittsburgh, who would want Pittsburgh Pirates season tickets anyway? The Skeens merch isn't worth that much. And yeah, okay, cool, maybe for some dude to hang out with Livy Dunn for a day, but she has no interest in you, bro. It's not like she's like, oh man, this guy from Toledo.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be with my gajillionaire rock star flamethrower boyfriend or Hugo from Poughkeepsie, right? Like, so then that thing's over and it's done. And we said that you got to sell the card.
Absolutely.
The money's in the card.
Yeah.
And so some little kid pulled the card, did the right thing, sold it on Fanatics. Is that right?
Yeah.
And he got $1.1 million.
$1.1 million. So if money doubles every 7 years, he's like 11, 12 years old.
Right.
By the time he's 18, he'll have $2 million.
Does it say? No, we'll have more than that if money doubles every, 7 years?
Yeah.
Is that how long it takes to double your money?
Yeah.
No kidding.
I mean, that's the standard. Money doubles every 7 years.
No wonder I'm so poor.
So if it's 1.1 million now.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I didn't know.
A little over 2 million by
years.
the time he's 18.
Okay, so where was he from? Did they say?
He was from Los Angeles area.
Oh, okay, all right. So take half of it out. By the time you take federal and local and state taxes in California, so he's losing half of it. So let's just say he brought home, let's just say $500,000. So he's still
going to be a millionaire by the time he's 18.
Right, absolutely. So he made the right choice, 100%.
And then $2 million by the time he's 30. But the buyer of the card was revealed to be Dick's Sporting Goods.
So this has actually happened before. Assume, that's a strong word. They're going to display this card at various stores.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Is it going to go on tour?
This has actually happened before. So the most famous baseball card in the world is a Honus Wagner T206 card. Honus Wagner was a famous shortstop in the early 1900s, legendary Hall of Famer. A lot of people believe he's the greatest shortstop of all time. They had what were called tobacco cards in the early 1900s. All the famous players of the era, Ty Cobb, Christy Mathewson, Walter Johnson, they were all on these tobacco cards. The Wagner, though, for some reason, and it is myth as to why, there was only a handful of them ever produced. The legend is that he didn't want kids associating himself with smoking. Well, people didn't know the ills of smoking back then. It's believed the real life story was a contract dispute of some sort. For whatever reason, the card is super rare. There's like 60 of them known in the world. And there is one Wagner that is in super great shape, that it magically had stood the test of time, and it was in great shape. Now it's come out since then that it was trimmed, but it's simply called the card, right? So it is the most sought after baseball collectible in the world. It is called the card. I think the guy who owns the Arizona Diamondbacks owns it now. In the early 90s, Wayne Gretzky bought the card along with Bruce McNall, who was the owner of the Los Angeles Kings. They owned it for a few years, and then they sold it to Walmart. Walmart bought the card, and then at Walmarts across the country for a year, put it on display and said, you can come to the Walmart at such and such, and for the next 2 days behind a bulletproof glass case with an armed law enforcement officer, you can come look at the card. So this has happened before. I don't know if this is going to have the draw like that card did, but if you're Dick's Sporting Goods, what's a $1.1 million?
Well, I believe Dick's Sporting Goods is based out of Pennsylvania.
Oh, that makes even more sense.
Yeah, and they've already put the card up on display in one of the Pittsburgh stores.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It is probably...
Will it travel or will it stay at the headquarters?
In the greater... I would bet in the greater Pennsylvania, especially Pittsburgh area, because obviously there's the Philadelphia, the Phillies. They're not going to probably have the interest in it. But the western part of the state, wherever the Dick's Sporting Goods are located, that they will put that on a rotating display. You can come in and see because you can sell it again.
The $1 million card that we paid $1 million for.
I mean, look, I don't have that laying around. I would not spend it on a little tiny piece of cardboard if I had it.
So when you're spending $60 on cleats for your kid's soccer game, just know that it helped buy that $1 million card.
Do you ever I always put sports cards in perspective like this. Somebody spent $1.1 million for a little square piece of cardboard with a cloth patch and some guy's name attached to it. Really?
Yeah. Some people collect different things, don't they? So
What are we doing?
So Donald Trump has said that Barron Trump might pursue a career in technology, this instead of following in his footsteps of politics and business.
But that is the new business, right?
Technology.
Look at Elon Musk.
Doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, when you see your father have an assassination attempt on his life on live TV, why would you want to follow in his footsteps?
But it's the business side of it. Technology is business. I mean, look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk was a guy whose IQ was off the charts. He had a certain level of business acumen, and he essentially used his unmatched intellectual capacity. What, he was the PayPal guy originally. Was that right? Elon Musk was PayPal, and that's where he started this. I mean, all of these things that he's touched were built out of his technological intellect, and then he had enough business acumen to go with it to profit and make money off of it. And so if you're Barron Trump and you have an acumen for technology, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. So Donald Trump has joked that Barron might be more popular than his older sons, Don and Eric. I believe that's true.
Have you ever thought about this? Like, Kev, you have a brother, so maybe you can weigh in on this. Were you in competition with your brother growing up, like to impress your parents, or?
I don't think I wasn't really in competition with him in that way.
Yeah.
But we competed a lot in sports and stuff.
Because if you're Barron, the two brothers are so much older.
Right. There's such an age gap.
Right. And they're different mothers. And these people don't live normal lives.
Right.
Like they don't wake up each day. Like you woke up, Casey, and you're like, I have to go to work. I have to make sure I'm here. Kevin wakes up each day and goes, I have to go to work. Your weekend centers around, well, I might be able to, for me, I might be able to arrange a few hours on a Saturday to go see my buddy and watch one of the ball games, and then I got to get back home. These, you went to the barbecue place, right? That was
I went up to McCordsville, and we went to Trax Barbecue, which was amazing, by the way.
Kev spent some time with his buddies on Mass Avenue. You have to pigeonhole your fun around the obligations of living.
Of being back on Monday.
These people don't have an obligation of living. There is no, it's whatever I'd like to do. Oh, that didn't work out? Well, I'll just go on to the next thing.
Yeah, you got to wonder. So Barron Trump, he's a first-year student at New York University. He's in the Stern School of Business. And what if it doesn't go well for him? Meh.
Yeah, right.
It's just something I tried. Didn't like it.
There is no...
Wasn't motivated. That's why my grades fell.
When you choose a career path, and this is why the college thing is kind of a dangerous thing. I know I got to get to a break here, but the college thing is kind of a dangerous thing because you invest money in that degree. And how many times have we heard people go, well, I got a degree in this, and then I got into it. I didn't like it. And now I got to either start all over again or find some way to use that degree to convince my new employer that it applies to whatever I'm trying to do. These people, they don't have that problem.
Right.
Their life could be a continual stop and restart.
Yeah. Well, it's just like when you go to college, you're 18. Okay, pick what you want to do for the rest of your life.
John Herrick, he's an American patriot, and he's next with the news.
It's 93 WIBC.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here for Hope Plumbing. It's basketball season in Indiana, and while teams are making it drain on the court, Hope Plumbing is making it drain in your home with a $49 mainline snaking special. Now is the time to get your main lines checked before spring has sprung and it's too late. Don't wait. Call Hope Plumbing today at 641-HOPE, 641-HOPE, hopeplumbing.com, and let's make it drain.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Gunfire on Indy's east side. You've got a sunny sky, and it's 44 degrees in downtown Indy. Your high today, 52. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 10:30. Crime scene tape is up on Dayton Avenue near English and Emerson Avenues because of a shooting there around 8:30 this morning.
Upon arrival, officers located 2 adult males with injuries consistent with gunshot wounds. Those individuals were transported to an area hospital, one in critical condition.
IMPD officer Tommy Thompson says all the evidence indicates that both people shot each other. An appeals court hearing arguments today related to the Trump administration's efforts to deport Venezuelan nationals with the Alien Enemies Act. The judge ordered any flights in the air to be turned around, but some still landed in El Salvador. The National The National Medal of Honor Museum in Arlington, Texas is open in time for National Medal of Honor Day, which is tomorrow. There was a ribbon-cutting ceremony for it on Saturday. Bands from the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines performed, as well as Lee Greenwood being in attendance, who sang God Bless the USA. I'm John Herrick on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fire? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. Class dismissed.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct, and right now they're in the middle of their tax time sale where you can save big while making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. So here's the 3 prongs to the tax time sale. Number 1, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit. Part 2, pay no interest until 2030. That's right, no interest for the next 6 years. And part 3, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 of your home improvement project. So buy 2 windows, get 2 free, pay no interest until 2030, $500 of your home improvement project. Sound good? That's the Universal Windows tax time sale. Now, some restrictions may apply. So to get all the information and schedule your free in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Or visit them on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com. universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIPC. It's time to hear from you. Kendall and Casey present voicemails.
The phone number 317-684-8444. It is time to hear from you, and it's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Last week we got a phone call from somebody who said that they would swap you Cyndi Lauper tickets for Dwight Yoakam tickets, and we did a little research and found out that math does not work in your favor.
Getting screwed.
Yeah, but he wanted to call back and say this.
I don't ever look at you guys' broadcast on the YouTube, but somebody said you mentioned I've called in with my offer, my sarcastic offer of Cyndi Lauper tickets for Dwight Yoakam. I wasn't being serious about it, but I always hear you going on and on about Cyndi Lauper and all this, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're not that big a fan, but I just figured you had easy access or knew people in the industry and could. Again, I was kidding, man. But you seem, and I really didn't appreciate the way that never guy from Fisher. I can't believe the disdain you have for me. I think along the lines that you do about 98% of the stuff. Maybe I'm a little more passionate about Trump than you, but all the other conservative things, I'm right there with you, and certainly with Casey.
But didn't he say he didn't listen, and then he just said everything we said?
Yeah. He said he didn't watch on the YouTube feed.
Well, we don't care where you listen from. No, I don't have any problem with that guy. It's fine. It's just, you're a character on the show now. You're like, how the TV shows have there's the side characters that are main people, and then there's these uber extra peripheral characters, right? Like on Seinfeld. The people who worked in the diner were like the extra peripheral characters. They were never like anywhere near a main character or even a side character. That's some of our listeners on this show. Yeah. You're the Fishers guy who's mad at me because I don't kiss Trump's backside all the time.
He's the always Trumper from Fishers.
You're the guy in the diner. That's your character. I'm sorry, buddy.
He's very much like Art Vandelay, just never on camera.
You made the path, not me. I didn't ask you to do that, but we're going to use your talent, and that's what you bring to the show.
Okay, here's a phone call, and this is another one of our characters, Southside Tom. He wants to talk about the road maps that Diego Morales, Secretary of State, put out.
Good morning, Robin Casey. The other day you were talking about Diego Morales and the fact that he's passing out with his name road maps. Yeah, that's unusual for Diego. Usually he's passing out plates at Republican functions. We've had our share of plates given to us by the very gracious Mr. Diego. However, on the situation with the maps, yeah, they're a pain to fold. They're a pain to look at. You got to get a magnifying glass. But we got lost in southern Indiana a few years ago, and we had no cell phone access for many miles down there. And what we would have given for a compass in our car, the rental car we had did not have a compass in it, and a road map. Oh, my goodness. We would have given our horse and our entire stable of horses, for that matter, just to have that road map so we could find our way out of our trap.
Mm-hmm. So he could go to the Hamilton County Republican Town Hall tomorrow night at Live Church, see if Diego has any more of those maps to hand out with his face on them, his name. Or just go get yourself a Rand McNally Atlas and keep that in the car at all times.
Yeah.
Here's another phone call, this one about your 4-point plan to relieve the property tax crisis.
Yeah, I'm calling on a comment from another in reference to your property tax plan. I'm in favor of your plan because it eliminates property taxes in 3 years. So I think that I'll suck it up for the next 3 years if we can get rid of them, by all means. So go for it 100%. Getting rid of them is better than paying for them forever. It's definitely more effective in my wallet to have more money for the rest of my life. Anyways, thank you. Go for the plan. You're going to do awesome.
So top of next hour, we'll play you the audio. I'm going to try to post the thing the video to social media at the top of the hour as well. And then it dawned on us. I said, Casey, has anyone pulled the audio of the video? And he said, well, I know we haven't. So that'll
missed a little step there, didn't
that'll
we?
be what Casey will be doing during the top of the hour break.
Okay, so did you know that today is the governor's birthday?
What is he? Is he 71? That's probably right. I think he was 70, which would make him 71.
He said, thank you for all the birthday wishes today. We have already accomplished so much, and my office will continue to deliver on our promises for Hoosiers. For my birthday, I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
How can we save Hoosier taxpayers money or make government more efficient? Send your ideas to this email and let us know.
What's the email?
ideas@gov.in.gov.
Say it again.
ideas@gov.in.gov.
You should email him and say, we want Indiana Doge and we want Rob to run it. That's what we should do. Ideas.
Ideas
at gov.
At gov.in.gov.
Ideas at gov.in.gov. Let's bombard ideas at gov.in.gov with we want Indiana Doge and we want Rob to run it.
So he posted that on X, and then if you go down and read some of the comments, here we go.
Be nice. We like Braun right now.
Fix the property taxes.
Oh.
At this point, nothing else matters. End the blank taxes that punish success. Another comment.
They used a word you can't use?
Correct.
Oh, very good.
Legalize recreational and medical marijuana. Property taxes.
Oh.
Invest in infrastructure and more business to move Indiana. How about ending state and property taxes? It's like every other comment is about property taxes. And here's another one about legalizing marijuana. And then here's another one. If a person owns a home and never intends to sell, why do you get to make up a value number just to squeeze more money out of me? It's a racket. Another comment, lower the cost of property taxes. Here's another comment.
So property taxes.
Our mortgage is paid off, yet we're still paying. I mean, property taxes for one, and happy birthday. Eliminate property taxes.
So wait, time out. So usually online, Weed Guy, because while Weed Guy is small in number, Weed Guy is super passionate, and Weed Guy gets Weed Guy's friends to comment because Weed Guy is not usually working. So property tax guy is so intense that they're even beating Weed Guy in the online stuff.
Yeah, happy birthday. And if you don't fix property taxes this term, your governorship will be done. Every other comment, more than every other, property tax reform. Wow.
That's exciting.
It's almost, Rob, it's almost like people have had enough with the property tax.
So I think this interview is coming out today, and then I know we got to get to a break, but Adam Renz, who works for Politico and does a statewide newsletter called Importantville, and he said, hey, I'm super interested in the property tax rally and how our show, have been able to influence the governor. And here's what I said about Braun is I said, look, Braun is a business guy, okay? And Braun is a business guy. You are good at finding out what your clients want and what they need. And while Braun may have come kicking and screaming or not sprinting, at least, to the property tax argument, he recognized his customers, his clients, want property tax reform, and it's a great business model. It's a great business move for him as the chief executive officer of the state to build his brand, to build his business around property tax reform, because that's where his customers are.
Yeah, any good salesperson knows what a CNA is. That's the client needs analysis.
That's right.
And as the taxpayers, we are the clients. Here's what Governor Braun said in his own birthday greeting.
Governor Braun here in my office. Thank you for all the birthday wishes that have been coming in. Much appreciated. Thanks also for the support of my freedom and opportunity agenda. We're weighing in on health care to try to make it more accessible and affordable for Hoosiers, get a better bang out of our education buck, get real property tax relief, and streamlining government. And I campaigned on being accessible and entrepreneurial. That means I want to hear from you what we need to do better to serve you. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Okay, so ideas
at gov.in.gov.
Ideas at gov.in.gov. Very good.
Hammer's going to join us next. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. Guy Relford joins us in studio. The biggest stories in Indy, Hammer and Nigel madness and more. Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Life Church. You know, we're entering the Easter season, and this year, if you're looking for a new church home or even a first church home or just something different, check out Life Church. It's a place we call home, and man, we love Life Church. There's many things I love about Life Church, but one of the things is the sense of community. When you're at Life Church, you're so much more than just a number. You're an individual. They love you and care about you. Many WIBC listeners have found a home at Life Church over the years. Hear from them all the time. Life Church makes it easy for you with campuses across central Indiana, Noblesville, Fishers, Eagle Creek, and Pendleton. Amazing online services. Learn more about everything. LifeChurchIN.com.
For the deal that can't be beat, you got to get over to Andy Moore Ford. Start the spring strong with a new Andy Moore Ford. You can elevate that journey of yours with a new 2024 Ford Expedition Platinum. You could save over $15,000 off MSRP. The high-output 3.5-liter EcoBoost, up to 400 horsepower, commanding performance. I'm driving one. It's fantastic. And if you need something just a little smaller but could still do all the hauling, the new 2024 Ford Edge SE. Save over $6,500 off MSRP and get more to your door. Simply purchase your vehicle online and they'll deliver directly to you. Andy Moore Ford has got the entire selection. And if you're looking to sell or trade your current vehicle, Andy Moore Ford will pay top dollar for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy theirs. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR.
I love Andy.
AndyMooreFord.com.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
Listen to Hammer and Nigel this week for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Brooks and Dunn with special guest David Lee Murphy Thursday, April 3rd at Gamebridge Fieldhouse.
Here he is from the #1 rated Hammer and Nigel show, Jason Hammer in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. This is going to be a fun week here in Indy this week as we are hosting, as a city, the regional finals of March Madness. So the teams coming to Indy are Purdue, which is awesome for Purdue fans.
Yeah.
Kentucky, Tennessee, and Houston. Now, Rob and I were talking about this off the air a little bit. I'm not in any position to carry the water for Kelvin Sampson at Houston under any circumstance here, but they're the #1 seed in this region. #1. And their reward for being #1 is a road game on Friday, basically against Purdue.
At 10:20.
At 10:20 p.m.
Right.
And then the other teams that are in that bracket that will be coming here have massive fan bases that travel well. Like Kentucky's got the BBN, the Big Blue Nation. They are going to pack downtown. Tennessee fans, you saw what they did to the Horseshoe in college football. Last time I checked, Ohio State likes football, and Tennessee fans took over that stadium. So bar owners downtown, our buddy Tom Sutton at Coaches and everybody, they are going to make a killing on Friday.
Okay, I have a question, and you're an events guy, so it'd be more you than me. Why are they having it at Lucas Oil Stadium if they're cutting the stadium in half? Why wouldn't they just have it at Gainbridge? I don't understand that.
I still think they can get more people inside even if they cut it down in half.
The Pacers have a game. Maybe
I was going to say, is it a scheduling
So the high
conflict?
school state finals are Saturday, but that wouldn't affect what's going on here. I believe it's just a seating capacity thing because Lucas Oil itself for football is upper 60s, I believe.
Yeah.
So even if you cut that in half, you're talking about 30,000. Cambridge Fieldhouse is only 18 tops.
Yeah, because they play Thursday. Is that right? They play Thursday. When? Boy,
With
they
the
got
Pacers?
they got a Thursday, Saturday.
Pacers have a game tonight.
Yeah, but I'm saying like over the weekend. So
Yeah.
there's nothing that would be, and those are road games anyway. I think so. There's nothing that would be impacting Gainbridge. Yeah, I saw that and I thought that's just kind of
an extra 10,000 seats probably that you could sell. And I looked at the market last night, knowing that Kentucky and Tennessee fans are going to travel and try to scoop them up. To sit up in the nosebleeds of the Colts Stadium, like $250 minimum.
Oh,
for one.
Yeah.
And they're all going to get sold out. Like closer to game time, when all these bourbon drinkers from Kentucky and moonshine drinkers from Tennessee get together and realize, you know what? Screw
It's
it.
not that far.
Okay,
Let's go.
Can we just state the obvious though? This has been a boring tournament.
It has been. There was one buzzer beater yesterday. Maryland hit the buzzer beater, and that was a great game. But that's really been the only one. There have been some decent games, but we haven't had that one signature moment of this tournament. Like the first round was kind of a dud. And I'm wondering if this is how it's going to be in the NIL era moving forward. Because in years past, before people were officially allowed to get paid, wink, wink. Some schools were already doing it. But you had like a really good MAC school. Like when I was in college, the MAC, the Mid-American Conference, had a bunch of NBA dudes in the conference. Wally Zerbiak, Bonzi Wells.
Did you ever buy beer for Bonzi Wells at Ball State?
No, but he would always cut in front of everybody at Dill Street at the bar. And the bartender was like, yeah, he's going to tip me more than you.
He's not wrong.
Okay, so you know, you and I are in this little bet we've got going on the brackets. We're pretty close. I won the first 2 days. I think you won the last 2 days, but you get an extra point. But it's going to come down to since St. John's told my bracket to have a nice life. Now it's down to it's going to be
That's such inside baseball.
What the hell was I thinking? I bought into that Patino comeback bullcrap, but the Bama Duke because I've got Duke, you've got Alabama. I've got Houston winning the whole thing. You've got Tennessee winning the whole thing.
Right.
It's going to come down to those games are going to decide who wins the bracket challenge.
I have Michigan in that Final Four up on the other side and Florida Gators. Yeah. And as much as it pains me to say this, Florida Gators might be the best team in the country.
They should have lost, though.
That's a really tricky second-round game, though. You've got a two-time defending champion, probably the best coach in college basketball right now.
Boy, he's obnoxious.
An obnoxious, unlikable D-bag, but he has success.
It's
kind of like
what I would
having
guess.
Rob. Like if Rob Kendall were a college basketball coach, it's UConn's coach.
Yeah.
You like the results, but nobody wants to be around him.
And I love that as he was leaving the court, he goes past the Baylor team and he makes some expletive-filled remark about the officiating.
I hope they don't bleep you, Baylor, like they bleeped us.
Here's the thing. I'm watching this game, and if Florida went down, it would have screwed your bracket on the same side of St. John. So I was cheering, even though I had Florida winning that game.
Right.
I was cheering for UConn, and UConn had the ball up 3 with about 3.5 minutes to go, and they turned it over, and I said, that's it. They're going to lose. And they got smoked the rest of the game. That wasn't the official's fault. You threw that ball away.
But how about that last-second garbage 3? That was important for some people.
Yeah.
Let me just put it mildly. As Brenton Musburger would say, that was significant for some. That changed the game from the under to the over. If you had Florida at -5 or below, you went from winning to either a push or a loss. Like our pal Jerry Lopez got screwed on that last-second garbage 3.
Yeah, but think about how much sports has changed. Remember Al Michaels always used to, like, you couldn't even mention sports betting, and so he would coyly say, boy, the boys in the desert are going to be impacted by that one.
Right.
And now it's ads. It's in the game itself. Like, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, but you also couldn't pay players, you know, officially that long ago, and here we are. It's a different ball game, and you see all these favorites winning in March Madness. It goes back to our earlier conversation.
Yep.
I feel like this might be the way, because if you're a really good player for a smaller school, a MAC school or somewhere like that, you're not going to stick around there. Like, would those Butler teams have stayed together in the NIL era? Maybe Gordon Hayward stays. He was NBA anyway. He's from here. But if you're Matt Howard, you're a kid from Connorsville, really good college basketball player, probably not NBA. He could have went to Kansas. He could have went to Duke and made $1 million.
Yep, cashed in while you can.
You know, Gordon Hayward's dad is on the school board in Brownsburg now, and everybody thought it was Gordon Hayward that was running. And he's like, look, I'm not going to lie to anybody, but if someone doesn't do their research, then that's on them.
Right. The reason I'm running is because you don't know the difference.
Right.
That's a good move. Good move. Hey, what's coming up this afternoon?
Guy Relford will join us Monday, Gun Day, and we're also getting down to the nitty-gritty and Hammer and Nigel Records madness.
All right, the property tax video. We're going to play the audio from that coming up next.
That's on the way from 93 WIBC.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different. But one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
It's dent season, the time of year Mother Nature decides to take out her aggression on your vehicle. Don't paint your car, go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. When Mother Nature throws a tantrum and messes up the look of your vehicle, don't paint your car, go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day, 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what police know so far about a shooting on Indy's east side this morning. He was a Marion County deputy. Now he's no longer a Marion County deputy. You'll hear why and when you'll be dealing with rain likely this week, according to the National Weather Service. Those stories and more headed your way after Fox News Radio at the top of the hour. You are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, and it's now 11 o'clock.
Asking the Supreme Court for help. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Trump administration, in one of its many legal battles, has a new filing wanting the justices to block a judge's order to rehire thousands of fired federal workers. The same day, a lower appeals court considers another controversial case. Deportation flights to El Salvador over a week ago of alleged Venezuelan gang members in the U.S. illegally.
Judge James Boasberg criticized the Justice Department for not turning deportation planes around and says the DOJ has not been transparent about why the order hasn't been followed. House Speaker Mike Johnson on Fox's Sunday Night in America didn't offer specifics, but says there could be action from congressional Republicans on judges he claims are interfering with President Trump's agenda.
You've got a lot of activist judges, probably more than ever.
The DOJ argues the judge is overstepping his authority by blocking deportations of people it considers to be a threat.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Another flight of 199 Venezuelans here illegally landed early this morning in Venezuela. Some of them also accused gang members. Now, in a Truth Social post a short time ago, President Trump accused Venezuela of sending murderers and other criminals to the U.S. and imposed a new tariff, 25% on any imports from any country that buys oil or gas from Venezuela. Later today, following U.S. tariffs on imported steel and aluminum,
Louisiana's governor will join President Trump at a White House event announcing Hyundai's plans to invest $20 billion in the U.S. An administration official says Hyundai will build a next-generation steel plant in Louisiana with those materials used at 2 auto plants in the U.S. that will employ hundreds of people.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. Israel's gone on the attack again in Gaza. Palestinian officials say the airstrikes killed more than 60 people, one of them a Hamas operative. And as that war rages, U.S. and Russian officials are in talks in Saudi Arabia trying to work out a ceasefire in Ukraine. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What they know so far about the shooting this morning. Mostly sunny, 44 degrees in the Circle City. Feels like 35, but your radar is clear. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 11:02. Gunshots lead to injuries on the east side of Indianapolis earlier today. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Indianapolis police were called to a neighborhood not far from English and Emerson Avenues where they found 2 men shot in the entryway of a home.
This was an isolated incident between 2 individuals that knew each other.
IMPD officer Tommy Thompson says he has a message for people who insist on using guns to solve their problems.
And if you choose to do so, the IMPD will locate you and we will hold you accountable.
A child was also taken to the hospital but was not involved in the shooting. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
As for other shootings that happened in Indianapolis this weekend, 3 people were arrested so far, and those that IMPD is still looking into. His blood alcohol content was 0.122. That's what police are saying about a now former Marion County deputy named David Hodges. He's accused of crashing his truck into a house with his girlfriend in the passenger seat in Lawrence on Saturday. Shortly after he was arrested, Hodges turned in his badge and his gun to solidify his termination from the Marion County Sheriff's Office. If you need to get gas today, Gas Buddy says the statewide average is $3.18 a gallon. It's $3.17 in Indianapolis, Carmel, Fishers, and Greenwood. Chances of rain likely this week across Indiana starting tomorrow.
And then later in the week, we could have a few thunderstorms Friday into the weekend. But right now, we don't see any severe threats.
Chad Swain with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says you'll also want to watch out for wind gusts reaching as high as 35 miles an hour at times today. Aiden Blackburn is a 15-year-old from Lebanon who recently underwent a successful kidney transplant after waiting to get a healthy kidney for more than 5 years. Blackburn's family says he'll continue to receive medical care at Riley Hospital for Children while he focuses on spending time with loved ones and pursuing his hobbies, such as building Lego creations. I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. It's 11:04. Kendall and Casey coming back in 1 minute.
Spring in Indy, and if you hate to paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Casey, we have a real crisis down at the Statehouse.
Something new? More than the property tax crisis?
Well, this may be bigger than anything we've stumbled onto before. I'm not sure our senators and representatives understand English.
Look at this ad from Senator Brian Buchanan. Look at that. In bright, bold, blue letters, it says, fighting for property tax relief. I may have missed him. Was he at the property tax rally?
No, I didn't see him there.
Today?
What he did vote to do, though, was gut Senate Bill 1, which would have actually provided said property tax relief. So Brian Buchanan is a senator, a member of the Indiana General Assembly right here in central Indiana, and he has sent out one of these taxpayer-funded mailers that says right here, Senator Brian Buchanan fighting for property tax relief. And then below it in little print, it's got little check marks next to him.
Yeah.
Limiting government spending, cutting taxes for Hoosiers.
Hoosiers need relief. That's why Senator Brian Buchanan is fighting for meaningful property tax relief and reform.
The audacity of this guy. Because Senate Bill 1, they have admitted for the overwhelming majority number of Hoosiers does absolutely nothing in terms of property tax relief. What it does do, maybe if you're lucky, is it begins to slow how much your property taxes go up. The Thompson bill over in the House, same thing. And both Bray and Houston and the leaders of the House and Senate respectively have already said, yeah, we're not interested in cutting your property taxes. We might, if you're good boys and girls, we might control the rate at which they go up. This guy is lying. Brian Buchanan is lying right to his constituents' faces, and he does so. He's making them pay. He's taking taxpayer money. He's sending this thing out to them. I assume this is on a mailer. Now, this is a virtual ad. I'm guessing maybe this is not his actual, this is not a Frank mail. Maybe this is just but it looks like the cards, right? It looks like the sort of
thing you get in the mail.
So maybe it's not. So let's clarify. This is just an online ad that we're going off of. Either way, it doesn't matter. Someone's paying for it. Who's paying for it? The Indiana Senate Majority Committee. That's who's paying for it. So maybe they're not sending this one out. Maybe this is not a Frank mail piece. And maybe that's not on the flyer. If anybody gets a flyer from Brian Buchanan, I'm sure he's just like, no, I'm not going to be sending one of those out. If you get a flyer from Brian Buchanan, let us know what it actually looks like. But this mailer, which you would assume has his endorsement, it's not like he's waving his hands going, I didn't do that. They're trying to make you believe, they're lying, that Brian Buchanan and the rest of those senators produced a bill that helps you with property taxes.
They're fighting for property tax relief. That's what he said in it. It's a social media ad, and have they no shame, Rob?
No, they don't.
Shame.
They don't have any shame, and that's the problem, Casey. They don't fear anything. They don't fear losing. They hate you, and they have no shame.
It's just like the headlines when they were doing the SB1 and property tax bill passes. Okay, not really when you look into it. What they passed was not anything that's going to help you.
Brian Buchanan, if you are represented by him, he is lying right to your face. The people that are running these ads are lying right to your face. They did not provide property tax relief. The property taxes still go up. In fact, they gut it. They went out. It's not only did they not provide it, they went out of their way to take it out of the bill. There was property tax relief in the bill. The original Braun plan had property tax relief. They went out of their way to make sure you didn't get property tax relief. And then they look at you like, yeah, you're going to need to really thank Brian Buchanan because he's really looking out for you.
He's looking out for you. Okay. So you came up with a 4-point plan.
Yes. So Friday, you and I, we didn't even know we had a TV station down there in the basement of the radio station.
It's amazing.
But we stumbled upon
what you find when you get off the 4th floor.
Because Casey's like, I'll just film it with my iPhone. I said, no, we got like a TV station down there.
I had no idea.
Yeah. And now Casey's totally enamored with the TV station.
Like, wait a minute.
And we went down, and David Woods, a very fabulous videographer, and his staff filmed me putting together this 4-point plan. And then Casey, we're going to play you the audio now. If you'd like to watch the video, at Casey Daniels 317 has it posted. I've got it up at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter. Kendall and Casey Facebook page has it up. The video that goes along with the audio. And yes, I am wearing a tie and jacket.
You wore a tie.
And a jacket.
Yeah.
And this is a 4-point plan that came to me in a dream. And I think it solves. I mean, this is how little these people are actually working for you. And if you don't like this or you can't do it, then tell me why. But at least I came up with something.
Right.
At least I'm presenting you something. Unlike these people who are, and I did it for $0, for no money, because I'm actually passionate about it. Because I actually give a damn about the people who listen to this radio show. Unlike these people down the street from us who make $70,000 a year or more, produce nothing to help you, and then go, you're going to want to thank me for how hard I'm working for you.
Because we're fighting for property tax relief.
All right, should we play the audio?
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Hey, it's Rob Kendall, and if you'll give me the next 4 minutes, I've got a 4-step plan to solve this property tax crisis. I'm doing it in 4 minutes because 4 is about the average IQ of a member of the Indiana General Assembly. I came up with this plan in about 10 minutes, and I'm charging you $0. These men and women of the General Assembly take $70,000 a year or more of your hard-earned money and are offering you nothing. With that, let's get going. Step 1. Freeze assessments of all homes built before 2022 that were eligible for a homestead credit for the next 3 years. This does 2 things. 1, it provides you certainty of what your property tax bill will be. No more annual skyrocketing increases. And 2, it eliminates the argument from the poor singing orphans of local government that they're losing money. No cuts. They know what their budget is. Plus, they continue to get assessment increases on commercial, rentals, and post-21 construction. Step 2, legislation that all property tax laws and the taxes that come with them will expire in 3 years. In 3 years, property taxes will no longer exist. That gives the General Assembly 3 years to figure out a new system. And they have every incentive to get on it because the clock starts now. And if they're too lazy or too incompetent to come up with a new system, local governments are out of luck and money. Tick-tock. Step 3. The governor, House, and Senate will form a select committee to study the property tax system, and deliver a report to the governor by start of session next year with recommendations on how to replace the property tax system. That would give them 2 years from the date of completion to debate and act on recommendations to replace the property tax system. Step 4. You didn't think you'd get through this without any savings for the taxpayers, right? Here's where you get your money back. Indiana is set to increase its budget by more than $2.5 billion this year. $2.5 billion. I'm certain in what will be a now nearly $47 billion budget, someone could easily find $2 billion, or 4%, in non-essential expenses. Call it Doge if you want. Call it bananas. But whatever its name, that $2 billion will be returned to the taxpayers in the form of a refund. There were 4.3 million taxpayers that got the 2023 refund. So if we use that number, $2 billion, divided by 4.3 million, that comes out to about $465 a taxpayer. So let's review. With this plan, you get money back. Your property taxes stop going up. No cuts to local government. And in 3 years, we're out of property taxes. You know, sometimes I even impress myself. And all of this in 4 minutes at zero cost to you. I'm Rob Kendall, and we just solved the property tax crisis.
So there you go.
Less than 4 minutes.
That's right. I think it was about 3:30. Okay, so a couple things. If you want to watch the video, at Casey Daniels 317, at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter, share it. Let's get it out there. Let's put some pressure on these lawmakers, these guys like Brian Buchanan or Scott Baldwin or Jeff Thompson. Find out why they don't want this. What doesn't work for them? Because the reality is that plan actually works. It's all all seriousness, I took all the things that I had heard in these hearings from the local government people and the concerns of the lawmakers and said, okay, here's a 4-step plan to address all of these things. You still get your money back. We're out of property taxes. These guys have to act or they're screwed, so they'll do something. And these local governments then can't say, well, we're losing all of this money because of Braun's property tax reset.
Mm-hmm. They'll know it's coming. Start planning.
Why wouldn't that work? We got it up at the Kendall Casey Show Facebook page as well. Okay, so what's the several people in the YouTube address or YouTube chat are asking, what's the email address for Braun's birthday bonanza? Do we know that?
I'm going to look it up really quick just to make sure I give you the right one.
So it's Braun's birthday. As part of his birthday, he had put out a tweet asking for your input on how he can make the state better. We said email him at this email address and say, let Rob run Indiana Doge. Now you can add pass Rob Kendall's property tax plan.
Yeah.
That's what we should do. Pass Rob Kendall's property tax plan and let me run Indiana Doge. What's the email address?
It is ideas@gov.in.gov.
Ideas@gov.in.gov. Casey, I want to say this before we get to break. Casey did all the work on this. I just wrote the thing out and then read it. Casey did all the editing. She gave up her weekend, part of her weekend for this.
Couple hours for it
It doesn't matter. You have to give up any of it because we're doing this because we care. So share this video, get this out there, and everybody say thank you to Casey because I didn't really do much of this at all other than just write the thing down and read it.
You're the talent and the idea man. But again, that email for Governor Braun, ideas@gov.in.gov.
There we go.
It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
In the Matt Bear Tournament of Traffic, it's win and go home.
It's taken a lot of work to get here. You just want to advance through the field.
All right, traffic is really backing up on the south.
And to do that, you've got to drive the lanes.
2 vehicle crash blocking the left and center lanes.
You guys know this. You've got to find the openings and take your shots.
Updating your traffic bracket. Mornings and afternoons.
Prepare.
Construction backups brutal. Watch for the zone.
March Matt Bear Traffic Madness is on 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. When your garage floor has stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your whole garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job looks even worse. Look, spring will be here on March 20th. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation this spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Guaranteed, a Comer & Cross concrete floor coating won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In one day, we make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And apply your gleaming new Comer & Cross concrete floor in 6 stages, just in time for spring. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation by spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Got an old deck? Cracked concrete? We'll remove it at no cost. Hurry, this offer ends April 30th. Go to IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Couple things happened over the weekend, Rob. On the national level, one was that Bernie Sanders and AOC went on tour together. Did you see that?
Who would go see that? I mean, other than unless you're an Antifa person, a paid protester, or a radical leftist. Like, what middle ground person?
Well, that's just it. They're not middle ground, right? They're all the way to the left, all the way to the socialist, all the way to the communist.
Yeah, I don't understand. And this is, so, did I send you that article from the lady Elise Slotkin? I think that's her name. She's the Michigan senator. What's her name? She's a senator from Michigan. She was on CNN, and she got asked about AOC. And she says, she's asked about AOC and the Bernie Sanders stuff. And she basically said, these two can do whatever they want because they don't have to produce anything. He's from a super safe state. She's in some uber radical left New York House district who she can't lose. And she's going to run for Senate in New York, which is super left, and she can't lose. And basically, and I'm paraphrasing here. You could, if you cut through the tea leaves, she basically said, you're not helping because you're driving us to the left, which is not where the country is.
Which is not the messaging that the rest of the party wants. The rest of the party is trying to figure out, what are we doing here? And you've got these two running around.
Yeah.
Pushing even farther.
Yeah, and so if you're a person like her, or because Fetterman told her to kick rocks too, if you're a Democrat, and this is the same argument that the state Democrats had here in Indiana when they had their chairman election. The Democrats are so beholden to insane people. They're so beholden to insane people because they made this monster. And guys like Bill Maher now trying to reject it. No. You don't get to reject it because you, Dr. Frankenstein, when Trump got elected, made these people a thing. You elevated them up. Gavin Newsom, you don't get to reject this right now because you helped create these people. You don't get to run to the middle or even Fetterman. Even John Fetterman totally embraced those people to win a Democrat primary when he was lieutenant governor. And now that the monster has turned on them, they're like, well, I don't know. These people are kind of out of whack. You cannot make these people happy. The liberalism is a beast. It's a disease, and it will keep eating and eating and eating and eating. And it's these, look, AOC and Bernie Sanders, they don't care about anybody but themselves, right? They don't care about the Democrat Party. They don't care about winning elections. They want power, but they're fine to stand in that group of paid Antifa, lefty, huge lefty, radical people and go, look at the crowd that we drew.
Right.
But that's not moving any needle. That's not helping them in the swing states that they're in. Nobody looks at that group and goes, oh, man.
So Bernie Sanders was on ABC, and he said some things that I want to share with you. He was asked the question if he thinks there's anything that Donald Trump has done right.
Is there anything that you think Trump has done right?
Yeah. I mean, I think cracking down on fentanyl, making sure our borders are stronger. Look, nobody thinks illegal immigration is appropriate.
Okay, and then AOC, this is just for fun. She had a little slip up when she was talking at one of their rallies over the weekend.
We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us today.
She's been saying that line, we need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us. Little slip up there. But the audio clip that I thought was really interesting is Bernie Sanders. He was doing this ABC interview, and then they start asking him about AOC, and he absolutely gets really angry.
Back when I first came to the Congress and the House, I helped form the Progressive Caucus. We had 5 people in it at that time. Now they got close to 100. So you got a whole lot of good people. Alexandria is extraordinary. I am so impressed by her work in Congress and she inspires young people all over the country.
Would you like to see her joining the Senate?
Right now, we have, as I said, just a whole lot of people in the Congress. Okay, Jonathan, thanks.
Wait, I got one more. This is important.
No, I asked you. Okay. You want to do nonsense, do nonsense.
No.
I don't want to talk about inside the Beltway stuff. I got 32,000 people.
I was just asking you about AOC because she was out there with you.
No, fine, but I don't want to talk about this. What was the last question?
I was just asking you one more question about you. I mean, that's all. I was literally your last.
What is your question?
Well, I mean, it's easier to I mean, I want to ask you about your future. This is the biggest crowd. You said you ran for president twice. This is the biggest crowd you've ever seen. Are we going to see you run again? Or what's your future?
No, right now, I am very proud that the people of the state of Vermont sent me back to the Senate with 63% of the vote. Right now, I'm Vermont senator. That's what I do, and I'm very happy to do it. I am 83 years of age, so, and I'm tired.
This is so freaking frustrating, Casey, because this is like, you just look at our country. You see the condition our country has been put in by people like Bernie Sanders, and it's both sides of the aisle, right? These just career people who get rich off being there. And then you look at the society as a collective and go, and you're stupid enough to fall for it. You're stupid enough. This guy has these homes and these cars. He didn't have a job till he was 40 and he was in the government.
Well, and wasn't it just a month ago he was asking people to donate so he could go tour the country?
Yes.
He's a millionaire.
Yes.
What does he need that for? And the thing is, they're like, are you going to run for president? He says, well, I'm 83. Oh, okay. So you're going on this tour with AOC. Are you propping her up? Is she going to be, your mentor, your intern? And he says, no, he gets angry about it. I don't want to talk about that. Why not? You're on tour with her. You're propping her up.
Yeah, and again, but what are they trying to accomplish other than promote themselves? How do you bring the country together to find meaningful policies that even accomplish the things that you claim to want? What's your path to that? Like, we did something last week where we said, here's where the people will be. Here's a diverse group of leaders we're going to bring in to speak, and here's how we want what we want the policy to be and how we want it to happen. What do? They just hold these rallies without any path, any reasonability, anything. And again, the most concerning thing to me is, in the case of Bernie Sanders, now I will say with AOC, and I have no idea internally what her financials are, she seems to kind of walk the walk. I mean, I know she got that dress at that event and whatever, but he's a legit everything he claims to despise, and people go lap it up.
And they believe him.
But then you bring it back home, and you see these politicians like this ad from Brian Buchanan, where he's just lying right to your face.
Yeah. So there was a new CNN poll that came out, and it said the AOC is viewed as the person who best reflects the Democrat Party's core values, followed by Kamala Harris, then Bernie Sanders, then the House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, and then Barack Obama. And you had some other people in there like Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi, but they didn't score quite as high. Neither did Chuck Schumer, who, by the way, was saying that they were sending Democrat activists into Republican districts to protest and threaten them. But then you've got Joe Biden, who apparently is saying that he wants to come out from hiding, and he wants to raise funds and campaign and help the party recover from the lost ground. The lost ground that he created.
But Casey,
stay gone, dude.
But on the other side, it's Mitch McConnell who can't hear and he can't speak. It is what it is. It is what it. Okay, we got an email. I just got an email about our video that we did when we come back.
Okay.
I think I should read it.
It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Assessing the weekend violence. I'm Sean Herrick. Here's what's trending at 11:30. Not only were there shootings in Indianapolis this weekend, there was also one this morning. WIBC's Ryan Hedrick with the details.
Monday's shooting happened right around 8:30 in the morning in a neighborhood not far from English and Emerson Avenues. IMPD officer Tommy Thompson called the shooting senseless.
Choosing to use a firearm to solve your conflicts, and that is not what we need in our community. We need to do better.
He also used that shooting as an opportunity to talk about other shootings that happened around the city this weekend.
We're able to locate several people and get them held accountable for their actions.
And IMPD is looking into all the shootings. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And President Trump is expected to announce a major U.S. investment by Hyundai today. I'm Sean Herrick on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob. Spring is here. Can you believe we're almost through March? I can't. And that means it's time to get your lawn in tip-top shape so you can enjoy it all summer long. That's why I called my friends at Save a Tree, the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. Here in the near future, Save a Tree is coming out to my house to make my yard look great after some tough winter weather, and they can do the same for you. Whether it's trimming and reshaping trees, treating yellow leaves and diseased shrubs, taking care of your lawn so it's weed-free and looking picture-perfect, Save a Tree can make your yard the envy of the neighborhood. See how beautiful your yard can be. Set up your own free evaluation at saveatree.com. That's SAVATREE.com. That's SAVATREE.com. Or dial pound 250 on your smartphone. Use the keyword Save a Tree. Save a Tree, the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. Tell them Rob sent you.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem anymore affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Are you planning for your retirement? Ensure you're on the right track with a crucial step, tax planning. At Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, every retirement plan we design includes comprehensive tax planning. Imagine maximizing your savings while minimizing tax burdens. Tax planning isn't just about the present. It's a cornerstone for retirement planning. The less you have to give to Uncle Sam, the more cash flow you have in retirement. So take control of your financial situation. Proper tax planning can help optimize your retirement income, leaving you with more time to enjoy the life you've worked hard for. Let us help you create a tax-efficient retirement plan. Your future self will thank you. Call Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, 317-288-0634. That's 317-288-0634. Or visit AbsoluteWealthManagementLLC.com. William Gonzalez offers investment advisory service through Gradient Advisors, LLC, 877-885-0508, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Absolute Wealth Management is not a registered investment advisor nor an affiliate of Gradient Advisors. Gradient Advisors, LLC, and its advisors do not render tax, legal, or accounting advice. Insurance offered through William Gonzalez, independent agent.
You love spring and Indy, but you hate to paint, so do what Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Indy, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
Okay, so we got this email.
Mm-hmm.
So the video is up. The property tax reform video is up and available at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter, at Casey Daniels 317. In less than 4 minutes, we have, and it's getting great reviews. People are very excited about it. You can go watch. It's a 3.5-minute watch. I tried to take all of the things that I heard through the 2 months of nonsense in those hearings and say, okay, I'll accept you at your premise, and then I'll solve the issue based on your insane premise. And so I did a video on how to make the local governments happy based on what I heard, how to give you money back, which I obviously heard, and how to get us out of property taxes, which I've certainly heard. So if you would like to see that, share it. Get it out there. Let's get this video out there and try to put some pressure on these lawmakers to comment on it and say, okay, why can or can't we do that? So if you go to @RobMKendall, it's there on Twitter, @CaseyDaniels317 on Twitter, it's there, and the Kendall and Casey Show Facebook page is also there. So all those avenues, you can see it and share it. So our good friend Dave Bond. Now, Dave is a longtime local patriot. He was very, very involved in the original property tax movement of 07 and 08, and is a big fan and listener of the show. He sent us an email about the video, and I thought this was very interesting. And Dave is very, very aware of what's going on with local and state government. He said, because it's clearly conceived in citizen dialect, the 4-point plan is formidable and will be difficult for them to effectively dismiss. It would be great to get this plan entered into the record of the General Assembly session to establish it as a reference point. Let's remind the General Assembly that in 2006, the Indiana House voted to eliminate property taxes.
Wow.
So, and Dave's right. And one of the things that gets lost in the shuffle is the Mitch Daniels cap plan, just like the Braun plan now, was the compromise. The Mitch Daniels plan was the compromise between what the House had passed in 06 and doing nothing. And the property tax caps were the middle ground compromise. The same way as Braun's plan is not some extreme plan. It's actually the compromise between the people like us who want to get out of property taxes and the do-nothing people. And I think that'd be great. I don't know how you would do that. I don't know if JD or Ireland or Craig Haggard could, like, play that into the record or read it into the record.
You have the script for it, right?
Well, I mean, it's on the, yeah, obviously, like, I've typed up a script. I should ask JD. Yeah, right. So, obviously, we could just send that over to them.
Yeah.
And get that into the record.
Have them read it or something.
I am at my wit's end with these politicians,
well,
Casey.
I mean, it's clear they don't want to get out of it.
Right.
They don't want to.
You're right. Not only do they not want to get out of it, they don't want to help you.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
But they want to tell you they're helping you.
You know, and again, and what really, really, really upsets me is how they are using the police and the firemen as human shields. At a recent joint meeting where I live over there in Warehouseburg between the school board and the town council, our old pal, Lord Travis, the high ruler of the town of Brownsburg, he said that they're presenting some land use plan for this park where that pool was going to be that they had scrapped. And now, I don't know, maybe they're bringing a plan for the pool in the amphitheater back. So on one end, we're led to believe that the public safety, the police and fire are in danger, but they've got enough money. Casey.
Just like in Terre Haute.
In Brownsburg, they have spent over $1 million the past 5 years. $1 million between designing a rec center that never happened, Little League fields that never happened, and a swimming pool that never happened. $1 million for nothing.
Just for the designs?
How many? Just the design, just the ideas that never happened. And now they're going to present a land use plan. Who knows how much that cost for the pool again, even though the public rejected the pool, and this amphitheater. Think about, you're going to be probably close to $1.5 million when this is all done for nothing.
Yeah.
It's not even a bad government project. It's not a project, period. It never happened. And yet we are led to believe, and this is where I live. I know where you lived, it's probably the same crap. You got a $4 million empty patch of grass. You got $1.5 million on things that never happened. Oh, but if you get property tax relief, if you get any help, the police and fire, they're donezo.
Right.
And these lawmakers give credence to this stupidity, this insanity, these people that are just lying right to their face.
They think you're stupid.
Yeah. I mean, they have chosen the liars. They have chosen the liars like the Mooresville superintendent. We're going to turn the lights out if people get property tax relief. They've chosen the liars like that trustee who got caught. He got caught. We're going to lose 7 firemen. Now, wait a sec. You mean you're going to fire 7 or you're just not going to hire? Well, we're just not going to hire 7. They choose people like the mayor of Terre Haute, who has $4.5 million laying around for a swimming pool.
Yep.
But said if you get property tax relief, police and fire could be in danger. Or the mayor of Carmel, who, boy, she sure changed her tune fast, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, no money for police and fire potentially. Oh, they could be in trouble. Then they do what do they call that? An agreement. What's it called? The collective bargaining agreement with the police and the firemen about what their deal's going to be. She wasn't. There was no time was there any idea that the police and fire were going to be any danger.
That was already in the works.
And yet you get nothing. You come to the Statehouse. You take time off work because you're not a blood-sucking government parasite. You have to produce. You have to make something or you don't get paid. And you take that time off to come. And you don't get a damn word from these people. They sit there and placate and applaud and thank these government people. And you get nothing. Nothing.
You get nothing. And the people there tell their staff not to wear green because it may be confused that they're supporting the property tax rally.
These people are disgusting.
Don't do that.
And even, let's just say it were 50-50. It's not. Braun knows it's not. That's why he's supporting property taxes the way he is. But let's just say it was 50-50, Casey. Wouldn't you give something to the 50%, like our 50%? Wouldn't you give us something if indeed it were a jump ball? Like, I don't know, man. Some people aren't sold on it, and some really are. Wouldn't you give something to the jump ball? Wouldn't you try to appease us in some? Okay, we can't reset to 21 levels, but maybe we can reset to 22 or 23, and then ensure your taxes don't go up going further. Nothing. You're not getting any of that.
We could freeze it for the next couple of years so it just doesn't keep increasing.
I am.
No.
I am.
No.
I just. My heart breaks for what our state is becoming and how we're being run. And, they passed this, or they're on the verge of passing now. I don't know if Braun's going to sign it or not. This SMR thing, these small modular nuclear things, which tells these electric companies, you can design this thing and you can invent it and you can play with it. And if it doesn't work out, taxpayers pay for it. That is now going to be a thing that's going to go to Braun's desk. And I don't know if Braun's going to pass it or not. But if you're a giant electric company, you can fail. Oh, and by the way, if it works, you get your money back there too.
Yeah.
They've set this thing up where you the ratepayer, so taxes, right? Because you have to have electricity, and the government's made it so that these people have monopolies. You're now going to pay for their nuclear experiments.
Go ahead, give it a shot. Let's see what happens. If you fail, it's okay. We've got the never-ending piggy bank.
But hey, I'd just like to be able to afford to stay in my home. Oh my gosh, Casey, I just almost said it. Oh my gosh, I was so close.
You're worked up. Don't do it.
But why is it that the radio people are the ones who care the most? Why don't the lawmakers care the most?
They care about themselves.
Yeah.
And staying in that cushy second side hustle.
I genuinely...
think about that.
Yeah.
The side hustle of these people that are representing you is more than your paycheck, your one paycheck.
Yeah, all right, I know we got to get on to something else, but I just, I've had it with these people. I am at my wit's end with the unethical behavior and all of this stuff. And anyway, I hope that video gets shared, not because we did it, but maybe it'll put some pressure on these guys to try to say, okay, well then why not this?
So Jim Banks made a lot of people upset over the weekend. He sent some donuts to a town hall meeting. And
he didn't go.
And he sent somebody with a bunch of donuts to go pass them out. He said he was trying to lighten the mood.
So this was like for lawmakers. You show up, third house or whatever they call it. He didn't go, and he thought it was funny, so he sent donuts. Because, of course, Jim Banks didn't debate either, and he thought that was funny.
Is this next-level trolling? Had he shown up? Should he have shown up?
Yes. If you want to answer questions from your constituents, if you actually care. And so what if it might be a little bit of a hostile crowd? You just got elected. They're not going to unelect you.
It's an opportunity to sway them.
I thought you were some big, tough military guy. Why don't you step up to the plate, big boy? It's not funny.
Would you have taken a donut?
No, I think he's gross. I think he's gross for not debating. I think he's a phony, fake, tough guy, and I don't think he wants any part of real heat, which is why he won't come on this show. That's why he won't debate. He just hides in his little bunker. Jimmy gets patted on the head and told they're a good boy, and it's worked out well for him. It's hard to blame him. It's worked out well for Jim Banks.
Yeah. Let's talk about your grass coming up, your lawn, your maintenance of your yard. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. Guy Relford joins us in studio. The biggest stories in Indy, Hammer and Nigel madness and more. Let's go.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
From military life to a rewarding career, it's your new journey in a matter of
retirement. So take control of your financial situation. Proper tax planning can help optimize your retirement income, leaving you with more time to enjoy the life you've worked hard for. Let us help you create a tax-efficient retirement plan. Your future self will thank you. Call Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, 317-288-0634. That's 317-288-0634. Or visit AbsoluteWealthManagementLLC.com. William Gonzalez offers investment advisory service through Gradient Advisors, LLC, 877-885-0508, an SEC registered investment advisor. Absolute Wealth Management is not a registered investment advisor nor an affiliate of Gradient Advisors. Gradient Advisors, LLC, and its advisors do not render tax, legal, or accounting advice. Insurance offered through William Gonzalez, independent agent.
The April 15th deadline to file the FAFSA is fast approaching. When you complete the free application for federal student aid, you help your child access Indiana's nearly $400 million in financial aid, including programs like the 21st Century Scholarship. It also determines your student's eligibility for federal grants and scholarships for college or certificate programs. Visit studentaid.gov to get started. For complete information, go to learnmoreindiana.org/FAFSA. Paid for by the Indiana Commission for Higher Education.
Kendall and Casey.
I'm a young, up-and-coming professional. We are people who want to work. We want to engage. We don't want to be freeloaders. And yet, it makes it very hard for young people to actually do that.
Kendall and Casey, 9 till noon on 93 WIBC.
See you read about me in the papers. You see me on the movie screen. You know everything there is.
I know this has long been a debate on the show, and that is what time is appropriate to start cutting the grass. You say not until after 9 a.m., right?
Well, my buddy Bart, who I'm good friends with, he is a man of immense reason, and we had years ago, we had a robust debate about this, and Bart emphatically told me that 9 a.m. was an appropriate time. Yeah.
So nothing before then?
No.
Because, we're coming up on grass cutting season, and a new study came out, said 76% of people feel pressured to keep up with or surpass their neighbors when it comes to curb appeal.
No kidding.
Do you feel the need to, your lawn is beautiful.
Yeah.
You keep up yours very nicely.
Well, now I got my friends at Save a Tree that are coming out, and they're taking care of things too, so they're helping me out a little bit. Maybe my goal is to make it the most beautiful year ever, Casey.
Really?
It's our best year ever. Isn't that a saying? It's going to be our best year ever thanks to Save a Tree.
This is it. Let's go. Now, I'm curious, do you fertilize the lawn, or is that just how it naturally looks?
Well, so you asked me a question about what time it is. I'm going to tell you how to make a watch here.
Mm-hmm.
Up until this year, I had been reactive to the dandelions themselves. So I had been doing it myself, and my old man helps me out. And we would spray a couple times a year when the dandelions would come up. However, now that my Save a Tree guys are coming out this year, they're doing the whole. In fact, they're supposed to come out today. I think it's going to be the first day. I don't know because we got all that rain if they're going to be able to do it or not. But yes, I've got a professional this year. But in the past, I had been reactive myself to the circumstances on the ground.
Now, we used to get the lawn fertilized, and it just makes it beautiful and lush and grow so quickly, which also means you have to cut the grass like twice a week.
That's right. It doesn't. That never bothered me because excuse to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Oh, my screaming toddler and my wife. I'll
just put on the headphones and go for a walk.
I must go cut this grass
around the yard.
Okay, so I have the.
I looked at it as a workout because I had a push mower.
Yeah, me too. Oh yeah, I totally do. Now I'm in competition with my neighbor, my old man.
Well, that's just it. Half the people in the survey admitted that they size up their neighbors against. Their own.
Here's the thing about my dad is he used to be super into his lawn, but the older he gets, I think the less he cares. So I definitely have the better looking yard.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he letting it go?
Well,
Mike, why don't you send Save a Tree over to his house?
Well, I'm going to. I'm going to let them take care of my yard first.
You first.
So that mine looks better.
And then him.
No. I mean, yeah, I can see that. Especially if you have a neighbor you don't like, right? In all seriousness.
Yeah.
The competition is usually created out of not liking your neighbor and going, I'm going to make my lawn look better than his.
I've got to stand out. Have you ever stolen a neighbor's idea, like in their landscaping?
Like they did? No. I don't care that much.
Because 11% of people say that they do. They'll look at the neighbor's yard or some sort of landscape styling and go, yeah, I like that.
No. My job is to keep the grass cut and keep the weeds to a non-existent status. Mm-hmm. And then thanks to my Save a Tree guys, they're going to do most of that for me this year. That's really the goal. You're getting human decency out of me with my yard. That is the level the level of effort I'm putting in, which is human decency. And you don't have grass anymore, so you don't have to worry about this. You're done. You're out of the grass game.
I did it for a really long time, and I did enjoy it. But there was a while there when the kid was in the sports, and twice a week it had to be cut. It was quite the chore.
Now, were the townie men?
Mm-hmm.
Did they come out to watch the local celebrity news lady cut her grass?
No, they did not. But I will tell you, at one point we hired somebody to come cut the grass. And
one of those people.
It was a husband and wife team. And the wife did draw a lot of attention.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She was well assembled,
when she rode around in the riding mower.
No kidding.
Bounced around, if you know what I mean. She was well known throughout the neighborhood.
She, quote unquote, bounced around, if you know what I mean. That's the quote of the day on the Kendall and Casey show.
Yeah. Okay, well, we do have lawn maintenance season upon us.
Yes.
Is your mower ready to go?
So this is a big thing, right? My old man, every year, he is OCD about this. You got to drain all the gas out of the mower.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Got to drain all the gas out of the mower.
Flush and filled.
I'm ready to go because every winter, the final cut, you let that thing run until all the gas is out of the mower.
We should do like a bet, like a calendar. What's the first day you're going to have to cut the grass?
Well, it's already starting to grow. I noticed this yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. It's coming.
I've got a what are they called? A gumball tree in my backyard. So those little spikies.
Little things.
And so it is. It's a 9-hour ordeal. Spread it over various days to pick all those things up.
Do you bag or do you just let it clip?
No. I got a mulcher.
Okay.
And so I put them in a big pile behind my barn, and then one day in the spring I'll get out there and little father-son bonding and mulch all the gumballs. But yesterday I was out picking them up, and I noticed that the grass is starting to. It is reaching. It's not there yet, but it's reaching the point where it's going to begin to grow soon.
Yeah. Make sure you get the grass clippings out of the street, by the way. It's very dangerous for motorcycle riders.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
Because you can slip on that.
So I'm supposed to get a broom?
You can get a leaf blower and do that, too.
I work in radio. I don't have money for a leaf blower.
Hey, what's going on with the birds, by the way? Are they still there?
I didn't check yesterday. It's become a segment about my old man. He took he made, so for those of you who don't know, I've had a 3-year running issue with these birds who are obsessed with trying to build a nest in my awning in my backyard. And every year this is a long-term battle, and they keep coming back, and I have no idea why. You would think they would figure out we're not getting in here. But he took, my old man bought a little tube like that you play with in the pool, and he cut it in half. A noodle, yes, thank you. And he cut it in half, and he stuck it in the space.
Oh, smart.
And then he took a piece of wood, and he drilled several nails into it to fill in the other space. So if they try to get in there, they'll poke themselves, and then they go in the back way. It's just a giant noodle, so they can't get out.
Ingenious.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see if it works.
Brilliant.
Well, before we get out of here, these are the top pressure points that people are worried about when it comes to their yard.
Oh, no.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Having lush flower beds.
Oh, wow.
A well-maintained exterior paint job.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Clean driveways and sidewalks.
Yep.
An inviting porch or entryway.
Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm. Fresh mulch. Seasonal decor. Do you put like a wreath?
What in the world is
a wreath on the front door?
I gotcha. No,
Christmas
I
lights
don't
in the winter?
No.
A good-looking roof.
Okay.
No mold or anything like
Sure.
that.
Yep.
Attractive outdoor lighting.
Uh-huh.
A well-maintained fence or gate.
Yeah.
And finally, beautiful outdoor furniture.
I got a privacy fence in the backyard, and it doesn't look great.
Is it well maintained?
Well, it's seen its better days. It's been there since the late 90s.
Are you feeling the pressure to
No,
do
I'm not
something
feeling any
about
pressure because
that?
I see what it costs. I'm not feeling anything. Again, like I said, you're getting human decency with me as the neighbor, right? The weeds will be maintained and the yard will be cut. But you
know what my yard maintenance consists of these days? If a plastic bag has blown into my postage stamp yard, I pick it up and throw it away.
That's right. That's high-rise maintenance living, which is what you're doing these days.
That's it. All right. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks for listening today. This has been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fire? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets. Class dismissed.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out. Because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.